Welcome to the show. Against my better judgment, hit the like, smash subscribe. Let's go. Let's go. Welcome to the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome to the show. Against my better judgment, hit the like, smash subscribe. Let's go, let's go. Welcome to the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome to the show.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing this fine, lovely, wonderful Monday? Welcome in. Vasi was here very first, and they said, sadly, I live in Melbourne. That's Australia, and should theoretically be sleeping because it's 2 a.m. when you go live, but I may be up because I'm not sleeping right now. Grr. So maybe they'll be joining us. I don't know. The GK man, what's up, GK man? Honey is here. What's up, honey? Painful Truth. Snoops, hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. Bootsy's here. Hi, guys. I hope you're all doing fine this lovely Monday. AC is here. Hello. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Wow. So I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Oh, Snoops is sending us some. I don't know why when you put the actual emojis up here, StreamYard just writes them out. Snoop said popcorn, yellow striped smile. That's so dumb. Kim, what's up, Kim? Sadly live in authoritarian Canada. Yeah. Yeah, I have a couple of other friends that live in Canada. My mancha, hello from Croatia. Holy cow. Croatia's in the house. Canada's in the house. Maybe Melbourne, Australia's in the house. Oh my God. Honey said, what's up, bitches? What's up? What's up, all you snarky bees? There, that emoji shows. There you go, Snoops. Getting it on point. There it is. There it is. Sinead from Ireland. Oh my gosh. Like, holy cow. We have the most diverse and best. We have the best chat on the whole internet. I don't even care if we don't have thousands of people in there. You guys are the absolute best. Don't ever let anybody tell you any different. And we got New Hampshire. Okay, Braveheart. Welcome in. Welcome in. Like, we're literally all over the world right now. Deb Daisy. Hello. 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 So while we're waiting for everybody to get in here, let me tell you, like, bitch. So we all know by now that Candace and Barron broke the internet the other day with the pictures that dropped. And on top of that, Barron actually dropped another bomb, I think it was yesterday on his live stream, revealing the results of one of his FOIA requests. And we'll discuss that. We're going to discuss that later. But so far, the only one to come out and speak, like from Turning Point USA, the only one to come out and speak has been Frank Turek. And we all know what happened when Frank Turk came out, with his little veiled threats and shit. Like I don't know, it was really weird. He looked super panicked. He was all red faced. I don't know. He just looked not right. You know what I mean? Not right. And, he was quoting scripture from the Old Testament, which I found out from the comment section. Thank you guys very much. Because, like I said, I'm kind of new to religion, so I'm not really up on all this stuff. But evidently, the Old Testament isn't used anymore. People use the New Testament. So Frank's quoting from the Old Testament, and I have a feeling that he does that kind of thing just because he realizes that there are people out there like me who aren't well versed in the Bible, right? But if a pastor says to me, this is what will happen, this is scripture, this is written, this is what's going to happen, I'm going to believe him. I'm going to believe him because he's a pastor and he's telling me this, right? So I think that's kind of what they take advantage of, is the fact that there are some people out there who just don't, they're uneducated about the Bible, or perhaps don't really realize what he's doing. I don't know. Allegedly, it's all allegedly, because I don't know Frank. I don't know his mind. I don't know what he thinks. I don't know a thing about the guy, except for he was really, really weird. And people are saying that it's super shady that he's quoting things from the Old Testament. Especially now that Candace is pregnant, you really shouldn't be throwing out veiled threats. You know what I mean? I don't even know if they realize Candace is pregnant. I mean, they have to. They have to realize that, because they watch her show, like, probably more than I do. Probably more than you guys do. I don't know. But we all saw that, right? We talked about that. I made a whole video about it. It kind of went a little bit baby viral, right? I think it has like 50,000 views. So people saw Frank acting super, super weird. But it's been crickets otherwise from Turning Point USA. We haven't heard from Erica. We haven't heard from Andrew. But lo and behold, my favorite bald-headed bastard, Blake Neff, okay, he's come out and said something. He's come out and he's, running his gay mouth all over X. And so we're going to take a look at what he had to say. All right, we're going to take a look at that. And, put a 1 in the chat if you think that Blake actually clarified some things from all the questions that we have now that arose from us seeing all these photos. Put a 1 in the chat if you think he actually addressed some of these issues in his statement. And put a 2 in the chat if you think that he just ran his stupid mouth and basically said nothing. Let me know what you guys think. You guys are smart. I know you're going to get this right, but let me know. 1 or 2. Let me know in the chat. 1 if you think he answered some questions. 2 if you think he just ran his mouth like he usually does. Okay? And on top of that, stuff going on, Gary Meldon, or whatever his name is, from Paramount Tragedy or Tactical, whatever that is, he was really going hard on Joe Kent the other day. And like, just, oh my God, what a douche, right? What a douche. I mean, Joe Kent, of all people, you'd think they would just leave this guy alone by now, but no. He had a whole interview with some guy who's like super important, like military, like, whatever guy. And they went off. They went off on Joe Kent. They were talking some smack. And we'll take a look at that too. But I think I've also, guys, figured out how to tell. We've heard there's people that are like paid opposition, right? Where they kind of pay these people to come online and say certain things and push a certain narrative. Sorry, my nose is always running or stuffy or something. I can't deal with it. So anyways, they always say about these paid ops, right? And they say that they give them money and they run these narratives. And we did see Gary did slip, and he put his Grok. He had his Grok search history posted, and he actually was posting about like what's the best way to what did he call that? It was like a coordinated effort from other content creators. Like, he basically admitted that he, is in like this big coordinated thing with other content creators to push a certain narrative. But I think I figured out a little way for us to tell if someone is basically the op, right? If they're just running these narratives and getting paid for it. I don't know for sure. We're going to take a look at what I found, and you can let me know if you think that, I'm onto something here or what. You know, I'm going to let you guys be the judge. All right. So we're going to get all into like all of that. But before we do, I totally expect that you guys hit that like button. I mean, I don't know how many people are here. I can't really see in the thing. Are we got 115 people here? We should have 115 likes because I'm amazing. The show's amazing. You guys are amazing. And we're going to have a blast. So hit that like button so we can gear up because, I mean, come on. All right. And come on, don't be a douche. Hit the like. All right. And obviously subscribe if you're new. We're super close to 5,000 subscribers. OMG. All right. We think we're like 50. We're like missing 50. So 50 of you guys that are new, come on and subscribe. Let's see who gets the 5K subscriber count. Let's see who gets to be the 5,000th subscriber to the channel. And you know what? Once we hit 5K, it's only around the bend until we hit 1 million. All right, betches, around the bend. I told you we're going to hit 1 million by the weekend. I didn't say which weekend, but maybe this weekend. I don't know. We'll see. And remember that Against My Better Judgment is now over on Club Vatra too. We just had a live stream last night. We had a blast. All right. We talked a whole bunch of shit. We had so much fun. And Club Watcher is built for creators by creators, and you should go over and join. Come over and join our group chat, our Discord server. We do a lot of stuff over there. It's a lot of fun. Snoops can tell you, Honeybee can tell you. These guys are already over here. You know, come on over. Come on over. The link is in the description, and I'll have one of the mods can post the link in the chat, and we'll pin it. You know, I'll pin it up there somewhere, but you guys can find it. Go click the description. It's right there. I mean, come on. But yeah, we had a blast last night on our live stream. And if you're not over on there, you're missing out. You're missing out. You're missing out on tons more snark because we can talk about things over there that we can't talk about right here on YouTube because, you know, and of course we have channel memberships here on YouTube as well. Click the join button anywhere you see it to check out all the perks and join today. And, you know, be one of the snarky bees. All right. So yes, I see a whole lot of twos in the chat. Everybody said two, 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 two. None of you guys think Blake Neff's like answered any questions and straightened this shit out for us? Nobody? No one thinks that. No one thinks that. My matcha said two. Honeybee said two. Aja said two. Snoop said two. Honeybee said, oh, Honeybee said zero. My bad. Honeybee said zero first. And now she says two. Shan says two. Honeybee said two's the only answer. Snoop said three. Welcome in, BMC agent. Welcome in everybody who I didn't welcome before. Kim Page is here. Zero for running his bald-headed mouth. Love and compassion. Welcome in. She's a hi girl. Greetings from West Coast biatches. All right. El Godman's here. What's up, El Godman? El Godman, I just have to say thank you so much for always commenting on like every one of my videos. Even if you don't comment, you leave a heart. I absolutely love it. It helps the channel so much just to comment, and I appreciate you so very much. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Michael's here from Nigeria. Oh my gosh, dude, we got everybody. Nigeria in the house, Ireland's in the house, Australia's in the house, like every Canada's in the house. I mean, come on. We are so amazing over here. All right. Who else is here? Let's get it going. Kylie's here. I think it's Kyle. My bad. Oh, sorry, Kyle. I didn't mean to say Kylie. I said that I saw the K right next to it. My bad. Choreograph. All right. Kyle says choreograph. Bootsy says yes, thank you. Amy's here. Good morning, Amy. All right. Michael's here. I think I said hi to Michael. Deb Daisy, thank you so much for the super sticker. That is very sweet of you. I love you so much. Thank you. That really helps the channel out very much. So I really, really appreciate that so much. I'm not offering to, it's not offering to hype again. You know what? They only give you so many per week. They give you so many hypes per week. So you might have to wait until like the week, that 1 week is up and see if it, you know, allows you. It'll allow like re-up the hypes or whatever. Sinead is here. All right. She says, brilliant. Love the intro music. Thank you so much. I like totally made that with AI. And even though AI did the whole thing, I still wrote the stuff I wanted it to say. And it turned out so amazing. I absolutely love it. I love it. Yeah, we got some more twos. Got some more twos. All right. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And Deb says, I love the channel. Let's go. Thank you so much. Another super chat. Thank you, Deb. Thank you so much. Yes, you guys are fire. 100%. 100%. You guys are fire. I appreciate you all so very much for stopping by and hanging out. So let's get this shit started. All right, let's get this shit started. Let me add my page here so we can look at this because I want to show you exactly what Blake said. I'm going to show you exactly what he said. No, good old Blakey. I mean, it's like so important, right? This is kind of important. I mean, this shit's kind of important. I mean, these were like huge bombshells that were dropped, and this stuff's very important. And these guys, I wish I could make that bigger, but unfortunately I can't. Anyhow, Blake Neff just basically come out. This was hours ago. This wasn't even that long ago. Yeah, 12:30 on the 29th. So, oh, that was, wait, why is this saying 12:25 when it's 12:17? Oh, it's 12:25 his time. Anyways, Jody Chase posted a thing about Candace, and she said Candace Owens stood by Erica from day one, which we all remember. We all remember Candace wouldn't go in on Erica. I was even getting pissed. I was like, you know what? Candace needs to get on it. Candace needs to get on it because I noticed Erica was acting strange and being real shady and like talking weird and like crying. And you know how she would be like, I'm crying. I'm crying. It's super weird, like wiping nothing all the time. And I noticed that early on, and I was actually getting pissed at Candace because she wouldn't say anything. And I'm like, Candace is brilliant. Come on, Candace is brilliant. How is she missing this? How does she not realize this woman's like totally, something's up here. So she says Candace, stood by Erica from day one. She refused to criticize her. True. Even when countless people were urging her to. Even I wasn't urging her to, but I was thinking of it, right? She gave Erica the benefit of the doubt, or the benefit of the doubt every step of the way. It wasn't until their meeting in December when Candace says she realized that everything changed, everything changed. She realized Erica lied directly to her and everything changed. Until then, Candace was rooting for Erica from day one and consistently chose grace over criticism. She even called Erica's memorial speech the most consequential speech in American history and said it was a message that everyone needed to hear, including her. And they posted a few Instagram screenshots from Instagram showing that Candace was liking these things that Erica Kirk was posting, right? So here's one where Erica says, my favorite memories will forever be us raising our babies together. I love you. And it doesn't show the rest, but you can see that Candace Owens liked it. It says liked by Candace Owens right there. Then we've got another one. Erica posted this one. She says, my favorite love story. Another one Candace Owens liked. That was September 15th of 2025, shortly after the Big Bang. And then we've got one from September 17th, another one from Erica saying you loved witnessing excellence. It's why you love sports so much. Then, it cuts off. But again, liked by Candace Owens. Here's one here. Erica Kirk gave one of the most consequential speeches in America. Candace posted this herself on September 21st. So it's basically showing some proof, right? That Candace was actually supportive of Erica in those early days. And of course, Blake he sees this. Okay, of all things, everything going down. There's so many people on X just going after these guys saying like, respond, there's a ticking clock, time's running out, what do you got to say for yourself? All over, like, you can't miss it, right? This shit was explosive. Everybody knows what happened. You can't miss it now. We've got a picture of Charlie with a big spot like under his breast where it was completely bare. You could tell that something was placed right there and then removed I think Barron said like 25 seconds after the Big Bang, that picture was taken. So whatever was on him was removed like 25, between 0 and 25 seconds of him getting hit. And so like, there's more to the story. We know there's more to the story. We know there's some crazy shit going on. What's in the car? Like all these questions we have. Here's what Blake notices. He notices somebody saying that Candace was supportive of Erica. This is it. He says, this is completely false. Candace was obviously hostile to Erica from very early on, but was running a mean girl shtick. How stupid. Like, that even sounds stupid. Who says shtick? Who says that? Dumbasses. That's who says that. She was running a mean girl shtick of pretending to be someone's friend while obviously attacking her in subtle ways. And now he's going to list in detail all the subtle ways Candace Owens was pulling her mean girl shtick. Okay. He says she did concern trolling, actively ridiculing the idea that Charlie would want his wife to take over. And then he posts a link, which we're not going to go to because guess what? We don't give a shit. We don't give a shit. He said she also made sweeping statements that would obviously include Erica without naming her. They all betrayed him. Yeah, but I mean, obviously including Erica. You know what? I wouldn't have put Erica in that pile early on. Candace didn't put her in there early on. So she said they all betrayed him. My first thought would be perhaps like the security team and the guys sitting on the Charlie Kirk show. I wouldn't have thought Erica at first if she wasn't acting shady. Would have been Candace, this does not imply Erica at all. They all betrayed him, etc. In October, she explicitly called Charlie's death a regicide to install a new ruler whom the king would never approve of. And then he leaves another link and he says, and of course, the entire Egyptians' plain quackery. He calls that quackery. I'm going to stop. He said it's quackery. He said that was obviously meant to attack Erica by implying her involvement in some intelligence plot. Listen, y'all. Talking about the Egyptian planes, how in the world, how does that imply Erica was involved in some intelligence, something or other? If you were really concerned, listen, if someone told me fucking Egyptian planes were following me around everywhere I went throughout the United States, I think she said it was 69 different times these Egyptian planes were behind Erica Kirk and Charlie Kirk. If somebody told me that was going on, would you guys what? If I said to you that was happening, but let me rephrase that. If I told you that was happening, if I said, hey girl, listen, I seen some fucking Egyptian planes fall, they've been following you from stop to stop. Would you think that I immediately assumed you were involved in some intelligence operation? Or would you go, oh my God, what? Egyptian planes are following me? What do you mean? Let me see that. What the hell's going on? Dude, I'm going to FOIA request all this shit because I want to know who's on these planes. This is weird. What? You'd be freaking out. A normal human being would be freaking out. You wouldn't just assume that I'm accusing you of being involved in intelligence operations. You guys know what I'm about to say, right? You guys know it's coming. Go all the way off, Blake Neff. You sound retarded. You sound totally retarded. I mean, you look retarded, you act retarded, and now this just sounds retarded. You are a all-around retard, and you're bald, okay? Anyways, then he says, the most obvious point where Candace flipped to attacking Erica. Hold on. She flipped to attacking Erica? I thought you said she has always been attacking Erica from very early on. I thought you said this is completely false that Candace was very good to Erica. Completely false. So now you're basically contradicting yourself because now you're saying that when Candace flipped, it was a point where she obviously flipped to attacking Erica. Was immediately after Erica asked her to stop during a Fox News appearance. And then he leaves those links, which, I mean, we could watch that and we could crack up. We could crack up because that bitch was crazy on there. Allegedly, she was absolutely insane. Remember, she was like weird as fuck. But yeah, he's contradicting himself in this post. Can't even get a single post straight. He says it's ridiculous to look at all of the above and claim that Candace stood by Erica until meeting her. She transparently was just gradually ratcheting up attacks on her over time. People should stop falling for her lies. People should stop falling for Candace's lies. All her lies. You know, guys, we catch Candace in tons of lies, right? How many, put a number in the chat. How many lies have we caught Candace in so far? How many lies that bitch tell us? Put a number in the chat. I can think of none. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there's got to be some, right? There's got to be some. You guys have to know of some lies. No? Penny says none. Hold on. I thought she lies all the time. Snoop says 3. Okay, Snoops. What are the lies? Let us know the lies. Honey says none. Honey says none. Evica. Evica. Amy calls her Evica. I love it. Oh, I love it. Shows it in her eyes that have two eyelids. Yeah. She could be one of them lizard people, I guess. Bootsy says none. Jeannie says none. Um, DL Henderson says none. Tennessee says none. Oh, Heather says two. What are the two, Heather? Please list them. Oh, Snoops just says three for everything. I got you. Snoops. Come on, son. Come on, son. Yeah, let me know what they are. I'm generally like honestly curious to know what it is because I mean, maybe she did. I don't know. I just can't think of any because I remember a few times she's made mistakes or said certain things and then later has come back and said, "Oh shit, you know what? I got to correct the record because I said this and this and I found different information or whatever she'll say." But I feel like she always comes in and corrects herself when she does make a mistake. And I wouldn't call those lies because she's just making mistakes. And I mean, yeah, Candace corrects herself, right? Godwin says Candace corrects herself. That's how I feel. That's how I feel as well. I feel like she corrects herself. Um, Pandora, welcome in. Sorry, just catching up on double speed. I'm so behind. I feel like it's always relevant to acknowledge Blakey. Yes, it is. It is always relevant to acknowledge my favorite bald-headed bastard, Blakey. I have a love-hate with him, guys. I hate him, but I love to see all the dumb shit he says, and I just love him because, it's so easy to just not be able to stand the guy because he's just such a jerk. But yeah, this is what he pulls out of his ass today. In an answer to the entire internet wondering, what are these plastic bits in Charlie's vehicle? What is this shit, right? We're all sitting here looking at, well, what is it? Now, another thing has come up recently where people are showing other pictures of the back of that car. They're showing other pictures of the back of the car. Let me find the post because there's a post here. Actually, let's do this real quick. Let me do this while I look for it because I don't want to make you guys seasick while I'm looking for this here. But yeah, somebody's posted more pictures of the back of the vehicle and they're saying like Candace's pictures are fake or something to that effect. And also, oh my gosh, there's so many things that I got to tell you guys today. Jeez, oh man, it goes on and on here. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. All right, found it. All right. Found it, guys. Oh, geez, look at me. Here we go. All right. So that's right, because we did see these lozenges, right? Those lozenges in there, we saw them early on in the very first photos that Candace showed us. And they're trying to say, like, this is the same thing, but where's the lozenges and why isn't the bag on the floor? And I can only guess. I'm just going to wager a guess here, okay? Because I'm a pretty smart girl. I like to think I'm pretty smart. But independent says spot the difference, right? Since we're clearly being played, we're clearly being played. Here's a game to break up your feed. What's different in these photos? To note, there are no winners here. The scene, the photos, all set up. Why? PSYOP 101. Okay, like I said, here's the things. But I'm just going to wager a guess here, guys. Right? I'm just going to wager a guess. Let me know what you think. I think that somebody had to get these photos. They had to sneak over and get some photos of this, right? Now, when were these photos taken? I don't know. Maybe after they cleaned some shit out of the car. Maybe this was photos from the place who detailed the car because they said they had to detail the car and resell it, right? So maybe somebody at the detail shop, after they started working on it, then somebody was like, you know what, I'm going to go grab some pictures real quick. And they went in and grabbed these pictures. Maybe some things got moved around because, the vehicle had to be delivered to the detail shop and the detail shop had to start their work. And maybe somebody went in there and started picking shit up off the floor, moved that bag to the seat, and then, either thought, you know what, let me get some pictures, or somebody else came in behind them and was like, let me hurry up and get some pictures here before, this whole thing's disappeared. I don't think it's anybody playing us. I don't think Candace was playing us. I think she just showed the fucking pictures of whoever sent her the pictures. Whoever sent the picture, she just showed them, right? But I do wonder about these candies that we're seeing. I think these are the things that Brian was saying that girl handed him. Snoops, you were talking about this girl the other day that handed the mint girl, Mindy, the mint girl, or something like that. You were calling her. I can't remember. What'd you call her? What was her name again? Mindy or somebody. But anyway, she was handing him mints. And somebody, they were asking him, like, what was she handing you here? And he's like, oh, she's handing me mints. Maybe he meant these little nuggets here. Maybe that was from his pocket, right? But regardless, in both pictures, I mean, the lighting's different, obviously, probably taken at a different time of day. This was probably taken outside when the car was still outside, right after, it was probably sitting in the parking lot when the authorities came in and took these pictures right after, while he was in the hospital being worked on or whatever. These pictures on the right side probably taken maybe indoors where they pulled the car in to go detail it, so the lighting's a bit different. It doesn't take, like, it's not rocket science, you know what I mean? It really isn't. I mean, take a picture of yourself outside, then go inside and take a picture. It's gonna look a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Candace would lie to us about this. I really don't think so, because she's honestly and truly, by now we can tell, she's truly trying to solve this case, and it's just, I just can't stand it. And then Mia came up with a good one here. She says, wait a sec, world, watch this. Erica, the widow, looks Hunter Kozak straight in the face and drops this. She says, you know my heart. She says, hold up, why would Hunter know the widow's heart? And you know what? We watched this together. I did a whole video about this, and I totally forgot about this. She does say that. Listen to this shit.
I appreciate your question. You know my heart. Why would I ever say, yes, go murder people?
It is weird, isn't it? Why would she say that to Hunter Kozak? Does she know him that good? I mean, I wouldn't say that to anybody, but my husband, maybe my mom, my child, maybe one of my really good friends. I don't know. That's kind of odd. It's kind of odd to say that to Hunter Kozak, the guy who stood there when your husband got unalived. It was like asking the question when your husband got unalived. Now, I don't know. From what I heard, this was a surprise to Erica. Okay, this interview with CBS with Barry Weiss. This part right here where Hunter comes up and asks her a question, from what I've heard, this is a surprise. She didn't know Hunter was going to be asking this question, or even asking her any question. She didn't know Hunter was even there, I guess. And so they kind of threw this in. I guess Barry threw this in the mix to kind of shake shit up. I don't know. I really don't know. I thought this whole thing was dedicated to Erica, for her to get her message out, and CBS was kind of hand in hand with Erica, but throwing this guy in to throw her off her game, that shows otherwise, right? That shows maybe they weren't in cahoots, or whatever you want to call it. But I don't know. I just thought I'd mention that, because I thought that was a little bit strange that CBS would do that to Erica and not even really, you know what I mean? It's just weird to me that they would throw him in there to ask her that question. But regardless, she did say that, you know my heart. And that's weird. Why would Hunter Kozak know your heart? Like, why? And at this point, she was like fresh out the gate, right? So we don't really know her that well at this point. I mean, we know what we know. We were feeling her and feeling she wasn't quite what we thought, I guess you could say. But yeah, it's just strange. It's a good catch, Mia. Good catch. As far as I'm concerned, this was a really good catch, because it's weird. It's just weird to me. All right. It's very weird. And let's go back and see, because I do want to go back and see what people were saying to Blake when he said this, because, a lot of people hate them now. And let's see how many people are supporting them in the comment section. Oh, here's me just saying Mean Girls, really? Because he's so ridiculous. Mason Lemmy, you guys recall Mason is the young man who was running a Turning Point chapter, and he quit the Turning Point chapter early on. He was like one of the, I think he was the second one, or the second or third person to publicly come out and quit the Turning Point USA chapter. And he wrote this huge, 8-9 page letter, basically talking about all the inconsistencies, all the suspicions he had, and why he quit. And it was a very good letter. We actually watched that whole thing here live because it was that good. It was so good. But this is Mason, and he comes out and says, you clearly didn't like her even when Charlie was alive, which means she was better friends with him than you were with him. You are an untruthful cuck. He calls him a cuck all the time. I don't know what a cuck is. Is he saying like a cock? Is that what he's trying to say? Like you're a cock? I mean, what does that mean? What is a cuck? Anybody know in chat? Let me know. Anyhow, what he's talking about is to Blake. He says, Blake, you didn't even like Candace when Charlie was alive, which means she was better friends with him than you were, which obviously I think we all kind of get that at this point, especially with what we talked about. Yesterday on the live stream, we talked about the fact that I can't remember where I was going with that, but yeah, anyways, here is this little clip here I want to show you. This is him saying, like, Blake didn't really like Candace even when Charlie was alive. So pay special attention to bald-headed Blakey here. He's the one who's, like, if you look too closely, you'll get a little bit injured in the eyes because of the baldness, like, reflects. I did put a warning in the description of the video to wear your sunglasses. I am not going to be held responsible for any of your eyeball injuries should his head reflect light into your eyes and hurt them. All right, moving on.
Candace is, she's on our team. She's the best, right? I mean, we're on Team Candace. I got a text message from some lunatic. Charlie, why do you have her still speaking at AmFest? I said, lose my number. Wow. I said, you obviously haven't been through the Tyler remembers, the Charlie Candace thing. Candace is, she's on our team. She's the best, right? I mean, she's the best.
Yeah, he's like, well.
Best, right? I mean.
Yeah. Well. That was Mason's reply. I think that's pretty funny. What do you guys think about that? Who came in? Book fans here. What's up? Laurel and Hardy, those two. Endless breath for Jesus. Welcome in. New to the channel. All right. Love and fire like the facts being spit out. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're liking some of the videos. Roseanne is here. One is third row seats, the other is second row. Right, that's right. The people were saying about that too. A lot of people were confused, thinking that this was just like the front two bucket seats and then a back bench seat. But we were looking at those pictures, I think last time we were live, and we realized that middle seating were two captain chairs. That wasn't a bench seat in the middle. The bench seat was the back row where Frank Turek was sitting. The one in the middle where they had Charlie draped over were two captain chairs, which I thought was very strange. I thought that was strange that they would put him in there, like not even a bench, just two captain chairs, and they drape him over these captain chairs with a neck injury. It's, you know what? It makes me sick to think that a friend could put you in that position where, you have a horrible neck injury and they toss you into this car over top two captain chairs. That's just blows my mind. Goodwins says Candace will never grab up her sources. That's correct. I believe you. I believe that. Sissy's here. Love you. Thank you, Sissy. I love you too. Thank you for coming by. Dan, someone could have went to the car, some through the window. Do not look fake either. Someone probably went to car and tried to clean up and go or grab some stuff. Right. Yeah, that's true too. One of those guys might have came through from the time the pictures were taken the first time and grabbed some stuff out of the car. They weren't treating anything as a crime scene. They treated like nothing as a crime scene. Nothing was sacred in this investigation. Not a thing, right? They were just like, oh, you want these bloody clothes? You can have those. You could throw those out. Yeah, don't worry about that. Oh, you're gonna jump on his body and cut the shirt? Yeah, fuck it. Go ahead, go for it. Yeah, you're gonna ride Charlie Kirk for a while we're trying to resuscitate him, and all that. Nothing was sacred in this investigation. So absolutely somebody could have came through and messed with all of the stuff in the car, absolutely. Facts along with snark or the chef's kiss. I appreciate that, LW. I'm glad you are enjoying that. Yes, we always got to bring the snark. Feel free to bring the snark into the chat. We have the best chat on the internet. You guys are fire. Like Honey said, you guys are the fire chat. Okay, in the political realm, cuck is someone who holds moderate or progressive views. Okay. Well, he's not insulting them that bad, I guess. I think Blake is in my opinion, allegedly, I think Blake is undercover gay. I think he's gay. I think he pretends to be straight because his friends don't like gay people, and he makes fun of gay people, which I don't care for. Like, if you're gay, don't make fun of gay people because you're an asshole. But that's what I think, allegedly Blake, and this just in, Blake is still a virgin, allegedly. Just thought you guys would like to know. All right. So Artifact says, bro is really going to die on this hill. Basically saying, like, you're really going to, keep saying this. Keep it up. America Only Bro says, dude, she was constantly fluffing her and said her speech was one of the most influential ever given. She then wanted her to come on the show so badly. Candace was on Team Grieving Widow for months, as was I. Once Erica and the rest of you started lying and behaving like you are participating in a cover-up, it all changed. I mean, that's basically it, right? Once you guys started lying and participating, making it like you were participating in a cover-up, we all started going, what the hell's going on here? Like, this is weird. Something's wrong. What the hell? Sophie got a great picture of these two on the Charlie Kirk show. She said, you're trying so hard and you still look guilty AF. Please seek a PR professional specializing in institutional betrayal, assassination, cover-ups. That was pretty good. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Candace was obviously hostile against Erica from the beginning. Stop rewriting history, Blake. Did you forget that we all have ears and eyes? And then he actually posted a clip of Candace.
Really have grace. Give her time to get her, first and foremost.
September 25th. This is September 25th. Candace is saying this stuff.
Okay. Their focus is going to be something different. And she has had, I think, a tremendous amount of grace in the speech that she gave, which I thought was very inspiring. And we should similarly have grace, give her time to get her, first and foremost, the adjustment in her life. She is a mother, first and foremost, right? This is what she was doing. She was a mom, and Charlie was on the road, and these were Charlie's concerns. Men carry the weight of the world on their shoulders, and they were following that. This was a faithful couple. This is a woman who consulted a priest and prayed when she felt that somebody had put a hex on her husband. And I just think everyone is being a little unfair by trying to assign so much ill will towards someone who hasn't done anything to warrant that. And I would have been the first person. If I felt that anything was there, I would have said something truly ill. Okay.
That right there is really good. That is so good. They really got him there, right? Because this what made me sick. Hearing Candace say this, I just it makes me sick. It made me sick because by this time I was already going, what the hell's wrong with Erica Kirk? Because something felt wrong about her, And let me tell you this, the sad thing about Erica is that in these previous videos that we see of her, she seems totally normal. She does seem like a normal girl. Right? Even when she's out here, I make fun of her doing her country western thing. I call her a skank and a skeezer and stuff, but she was just trying to be in videos and trying to get seen and get out there, I mean, at that point in time, she was so cute and seemed so fun and just effortlessly happy and things like that. And then when she got with Charlie, she seemed very Christian, very conservative, very Christian. Maybe, maybe she didn't announce it to the world that she decided to change, just clean herself up and become a conservative wife. But she doesn't have to. If I want to, suddenly become a conservative Christian wife, I don't need to tell you. Why would I tell you? Who are you? That the whole internet, come on, she don't have to do that, right? So maybe she just changed her mind and changed her feelings. I looked at that very first Bible 365. She's super chubs. She's all chubby. She looks like she just had a baby, which apparently she did, right? A few months before, have a baby. And so I believe she did have at least their daughter, at least her daughter, because she was talking about the baby at home and, really cute, really normal. And then all of a sudden, dude, it's like a psycho switch was flipped. It was like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, and then again, at first I thought like, okay, man, she's like really, she's jacked up over this. Maybe this is why she's so nuts. But yeah, it just kept getting worse and worse. But I remember like Candace saying nice things about her, and I would be pissed. I'd be like, dude, are you like Candace? Are you crazy? Are you blind? What's going on? You can't see this. But now looking back, guys, this is actually funny. This is actually funny. And I think Candace was playing this part. I don't think Candace, I mean, I don't know. I don't know Candace to lie, but it seems to me like this was perfect. Like this was perfectly said and perfect timing. Like she knew Blake was going to someday come out and say what he said today. And here you have the absolute proof that she was in support of Erica Kirk early on, you know? So his whole thing like was pretty much nonsense. It was pretty much nonsensical because at this point in time, who cares? Why do we care when Candace decided to start going for Erica? We don't. That means like absolutely nothing. That means zero in this investigation, in this search for the truth. That means nothing. And it does not matter. We don't care. And so for him to even post something like this and respond to something like this is just kind of ridiculous. It's kind of ridiculous because right at this point in time, like we're way past that now, bro. We're way past that. We've seen the plastic bits all over the car. We've seen how they were carrying Charlie and holding his shirt like this. I mean, his whole torso was out for the world to see when they were dragging him to the car while his neck's flopping all over the place, neck injury and all, just flopping. No one even held his head. Nothing. They were more worried about the shirt, it looked like, in my opinion, allegedly. And so we're way past like this. Candace didn't like Erica. Candace didn't like her. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Okay? Who cares? Somebody posted a good thing here. They said Erica's short list of a few lies. And damn, is this long? This is long. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this one so we can read it some other time. I'm not reading it now. It's way too long. Lied about her being with her mother and collapsing in a parking lot after hearing about Charlie Kirk. Not dating. Playing college baseball for 2 years. It was 1 year. Yeah, they got on and on it goes. Lied about education at the Liberty University. Lied about which plane Andrew Colvett was on. There's lots of them listed there. So yeah, we know she lied about lots and lots of stuff. Wendy says, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares what you have to say. You are not employed by TPUSA. Therefore, you can't be held legally responsible for what you say. You have had a hard-on for Candace since way before Charlie died. Is it because she's black or because she's a woman? You seem to hate both. Your jealousy shines through every time. And then they posted this little clip here.
I mean, from the, I don't.
Everyone
I
thought
don't
you were
think
married. They thought you were married. Remember, Charlie? They were like, "Are they married?" Remember?
Oh, it was like. By the way, it was this
that one got me.
very unsubstantiated internet rumor.
Yeah, that's not true, but
It's not true. Okay.
I'm remembering some choice memes.
By the way, we're not going to back. I mean,
He's so, oh my God, just
me.
looking at him, he almost has the same effect on me as Erica Kirk does, to be honest. I mean, it's pretty close. It's a close second. I would say he's a close second, right? He gets on my nerves. What am I gonna say? He gets on my nerves. Oh, okay, girl. Really? What did Tina say? You guys are talking to Tina. Where's Tina? Tina. Did anyone else think the new employee Barron pointed out looked incredibly like Tyler Robinson? Oh, I didn't see that. I must have missed the new employee. Were they talking? Oh my gosh, there's so much going on, guys. And then the Unfuck America tour. Oops, hang on 1 second. Let me get this from my mommy. Okay, my bad. My mom is on needs help getting down the the thing. So my husband's gonna go help her. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I missed that one with Barron talking about that. I actually watched the first half of that up to where he got to the FOIA request, which we're going to talk about because that ish was insane. That was crazy that they labeled some of that FOIA request the way that they did. Some of those redactions, right? That was a lot. That was a lot, and it gave a lot of clues. It gave a lot of clues away. I really think we're getting so close to the truth with this, and these people are just freaking out. I mean, can you imagine being involved in this and everybody around you is so untrustworthy? If this is the case, right? You're all untrustworthy because you can do something like this. And let me go back and say something else about Frank Turek, okay? Because a lot of people were wondering about Frank, and how dishonest he was being in that clip, I guess you call it, on the newscast or whatever. And they were wondering, just about how he was lying about things, right? Allegedly lying and things like that. And my opinion on Frank is that I don't think he knew anything. I don't think Frank was involved in anything. I don't think he knew anything weird was going on. I think he just, really liked Charlie, was up his ass for like days before this happened. And for some reason, people are pointing out like that was kind of strange that Frank was up his ass so bad, like in the days before. But for whatever reason, Frank was up his ass, but we watched that video of them loading Charlie into the car, and you could see Frank was trying to get in somewhere. He was like, tried this one door and then tried this door, and he's like trying to squeeze his way in, and they're basically like, get the fuck out of here, get. They're pushing him away, and like it, and then it seems like they get ready to leave, and he finally gets the back open. Like he was lucky that the back was unlocked so he could jump in. But it seemed like they were going to roll on out of there without him, and they didn't want him with them, right? They kept like edging him out, in my opinion, in that little video. And so I think Frank entered that car innocent, not knowing anything, right? Anything like about the whole unaliving of Charlie Kirk. But I think, whatever transpired in that car ride, I think then when he got out of the car, he was forced to hold a secret, allegedly. He was forced to remain quiet, and he was forced to just deal with it, because he was there, because he made sure he got in that car. And we know that something transpired in that car that is very, very strange. Very strange. Like, where did Charlie's shirt go? What are all these plastic pieces? Why is there no blood anywhere? I mean, there's very little blood. Very little. It looks like the blood on the car is from their hands, like they got it on their hands and they were wiping it, or pushing down on the seat to get up or sit down or whatever, but the blood was like wiped from hands. There wasn't much blood. And they're talking about, we had to stop the bleeding. I put 33 feet of gauze in or 32 feet of gauze into Charlie's neck. I mean, I guess you have time to do that, but whatever. Yeah, so allegedly he was like, he had to stop the bleeding. It was so bad. Yet none of the blood got on the carpet. None of it got on like the back of the seats that was in front of Charlie. And none of it got, and you're like, where's the blood? Where's all this blood that was like, you had to put 33 feet of stuff and there's no blood? I don't know. But that's what I think about Frank. Now, is he innocent now? No, I don't think he is. In my opinion, allegedly, I don't think he is. I think, like I said, he's holding some type of secret, whatever. All right, do a poll. What do we want to poll on, Jeannie? Did Frank know or did he not know? Let's do that. Is that what you mean? Did Frank know or not know? Let's do a poll. All right, let's see. Yeah, he looked terrified. I agree. My mancha. I agree. He looked like something. He was worried, in my opinion. Terrified and guilty. Yeah. Really? Oh, Book said Frank's a bully. Check his interactions with the audience when he went back to UVU. Total military psyop. Wow. I don't like bullies. I don't like that. Yeah, I'm gonna do some, like, I want to do, and I want to look around and at some of his previous, like, well, after Charlie was unalive, but all from that video we watched on here. So I've never really watched any of him previously because he was such a jerk and I didn't really care for him and I never really watched it. Um, Never really watched him. I've heard him saying some stupid stuff and it sounded like he was lying, in my opinion, allegedly, but I just kind of ignored it because I figured he was just, another one that was involved, in my opinion, allegedly. It's what I thought. Charlie always lit up around Candace from within. It was obvious. He never glowed like that with Erica. He loved Erica, but Candace knew him to his core. He was seen. That's very rare. It's invaluable. Kennedy says, yes, I tend to agree with that. I see him talking about her, and when he's with her and stuff, you could see he's very happy. It seemed, you're right. It seemed like he was like lit up. You're right. That's a good observation, really. Dunwood is here. What's up, Dunwood? Seemed like everyone knew except Charlie, and some people believe Charlie knew it and was supposed to be fake. Yeah, I know. I think I could believe that. I could believe that he knew something was gonna happen, and um, you know, it's weird to me that they put him up so high behind that table. He was up so high and he was back far from that table. He had to lean forward to reach the mic. I thought that was weird. I think it was Nisi pointed out that never happened anywhere else. He was always like ground level with the table in front of him. So that was super weird. It was like meant for maximum visualization, right? So people could see that. Amy says when things started getting weird and sus, he wanted to divorce and Doge audit and refused the $250 million because they wanted to control freedom of speech and keep Candace and Tucker off show. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Bootsy. I don't think he died. Did he? It's on Google that he's died? What? Let's Google it. Let's see. That's weird. There must be another one then. There must be another Frank out there who passed away. I don't see it. Where do you see he died? I don't see that, Snoops. Yeah, you'll have to share a link of that, Snoops, because I don't see it anywhere. I don't see that. He said it was on Google, but I didn't see it. I didn't see it. It's got his picture. Oh, wrong Frank. It's a different Frank, but they look kind of similar. Oh, I did see that Frank. You guys are right. There was another Frank that looked similar to him, and I did see that. That was creepy as hell. Creepy as hell. But yeah, that's the whole thing with Blake, right? The entire audience doesn't want to hear this bullshit. Nobody wants to hear this anymore. People want to hear some answers to some of the questions that are out there now, right? And they're not saying it. They're not giving answers. They're not saying anything. It's annoying. It's disrespectful. It's annoying to the audience. It's just really messed up. They're nobody's made a statement. None of that. None of that. Nobody's saying anything. It's crazy. And we talked about the Baron Coleman picture last time. Baron posted a picture over on X, and if you don't have X, you missed the picture. I did post it in our Discord server, so anybody in who's a member over on Club Vatra to the Discord server, you can see the picture. But there's a picture of Charlie going around, and it's his chest area, and there's an area on his chest. I mean, the whole chest. Imagine this: the entire chest is covered with either burns or blood, and there's a big rectangular area under his right. I think it's his right breast that it's completely clear, and it's a complete perfect rectangle. It's completely clean of any blood or anything. It's like, looks like when you have a Band-Aid on, you'd get your hands dirty. You come in the house, you take your Band-Aid off, your whole hand's dirty except where the Band-Aid was. That's what it looks like, but it's right under Charlie's chest. There's a picture, right? So the strategy they're using now for the picture, I knew they were going to come up with something, but they're saying that the picture, Barron released that picture without permission. That's what they're saying. They're like, Barron, let me see if she has it posted in here somewhere where the lady said it. No. Anyway, somebody was saying, like, there multiple people are out here saying Barron posted this picture. This came from some guy, Charles, I think it is. And Charles deleted the picture that he had. And he asked Barron to also delete the picture, and Barron refused to delete the picture. That's what the rumor is. Like, Barron's doing all this against his source's wishes, right? Raise of hands, like, put a 1 in the chat if you believe that. Put a 2 in the chat if you think this is the narrative that they're using to try to discredit the picture and discredit Barron. I don't even think I need to ask that. Like, why even ask? Because we all can know that that's a fake narrative that they're using to try to discredit Barron. So Daily Fredo comes out and says, oh, so the strategy of the attack is saying that Barron released the photo without permission, which is not true. She said, come on, I thought they would come up with something better to deflect. I'm actually disappointed with a lack of creativity. And you know what? I agree completely. Such a lack of creativity. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, Barron made a point to even come out and say, he was like, look, guys, I can't give away my source. He didn't show the picture for so long. He only showed little parts of it. You could see that he was following his source's instructions the entire time. You can't come back and say now that he, went against his source when for 3 months or whatever it was, he was posting little snippets because his source wouldn't allow him to post the full picture. So we actually watched in real time Barron actually honoring his source day after day. We saw it in real time. So for them to come out now and say he's not, how about this? Go all the way off, whoever you are that's saying Barron, is doing things against his source's wishes. It's actually just an attack on Barron's character. That's what that is. It's attack on Barron's character, because it's, like he's disregarding a source. And if that rumor should spread, that could get Barron, like, he'll have people then afraid to give him information, right? It's crazy. Hang on, I see somebody says something. Isn't deleting the picture considered destroying evidence? These fools are ridiculous. That's true too, Kennedy. Yeah, that's probably true too. I mean, yeah. How naive. If you think Frank wasn't involved, have you followed this case at all? Yeah, no, I haven't followed the case at all. Not at all. Yeah, not me. Not at all. Oh my God. Let's see. And then there's something going on. There's something going on here with Phil Lyman. Very strange text messages between, like, Phil Lyman talking about an exchange with Tyler Boyer, saying Tyler Boyer threatened him back in December, then with something about Blake Neff as well. Very strange. So let me read you the post. It says, before Phil Lyman tries to sue me for defamation, can I just make it perfectly clear I have honest, reasonable, reliable information to make me believe he hasn't been entirely honest or transparent with everyone. There's no malicious intent or outlandish accusation. This is all just my honest opinion with verified information to support my opinion. He says, now I've come across a text exchange with Phil saying that Tyler threatened him back in December, plus Blake Neff has some type of involvement. He says, I don't know the exact context of this message exchange, but I would like Phil or Tyler or Blake to provide the relevant context so I can clarify what's going on here. Why are you guys even in communication with each other? What is this threat you're talking about? He says, new piece of information could be vital to the investigation about who unalived Charlie. And that is my only goal. I want the facts. I don't care who the truth falls on as long as it is the truth. Collection of information, blah, 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 blah. But then here's these weird text messages. This is supposedly Phil's phone. And Phil allegedly says, Tyler called me and threatened me in December. This is just the end of our conversation. Blake reached out to me the same day while I was in DC. Evidently, he was at the DOJ party. So it's just a little strange exchange, right? I'm going to send you that full text I sent Blake. We texted for a couple days, like some weird text messages. So it's a good question, right? This is a good question. Because the more people are finding and more information people are finding out, the more people are looking not so good, right? This doesn't look so good for people when you see this kind of stuff. Very strange. Here we go. Here's the accusation, guys. This comes from Erica. I guess that's what her name is. She says Candace Owens and Company, parentheses Baron Coleman, held quote emergency shows of this zoomed in unreleased photo of Charlie's body in which they allege a conspiracy. What they don't tell you is that the photographer Charles Wilson didn't want the photo released because of its graphic nature. Now let me just stop right here and say, graphic nature. Really? If you've seen the photo, it's not that graphic at all. Okay, it really isn't. It's not good looking, but it's not this huge graphic horror fest, right? It's a chest. It's a chest with a little bit of red on it. Now, the red could be burns, the red could be blood, the red could be red paint, the red could be anything. We don't know. We don't know what it is, right? Just a chest with red on it. So for them to say the graphic nature cracks me up, right? We're literally talking about the unaliving of a human being, and they're worried about this picture and saying it's like graphic nature. And the photographer didn't want it out there because of the graphic nature. Okay. The truth about said photo is it shows Charlie's face unconscious, likely eyes open. There was blood coming from the neck. This totally destroys their grift and exposes them for exploiting a photographer who wanted the photo kept private to protect Charlie, Erica, and the kids. There is a photo, but it totally destroys their conspiracy, which is why they are only showing a hyper zoomed in part of his body where they can shape their own narrative. Now, I don't know what showing the entire photo would do to destroy the narrative. The Baron told us, like, that's the dumbest thing I think I've heard today. I really do. So what if he shows his face unconscious with eyes open? Pretty sure that's why he clipped it down to just the chest, because he didn't want to show the graphic nature of the blood coming out of Charlie's neck or his face being unconscious. But knowing those two things, like, that's what we know. We already know Charlie was probably unconscious, and we know that he was probably bleeding from his neck. Like, that's what does that have to do with anything? So yeah, just really dumb, extra stupid narrative trying to discredit Baron Coleman, like extra stupid, not even just regular, like extra stupid. And, talk about the graphic nature because they didn't want the kids to see, etc. And then say, but he did clip it to only show the chest so you wouldn't see the graphic parts. Like, do you hear yourself? Do you hear how fucking stupid you sound? Do you? Probably not. You probably didn't notice how dumb you sound. Okay? That's just that. People are just annoying. People are just annoying. And these are just folks here. I wanted to just kind of point this out to you guys too. There's folks all over X. They're trying to identify people that were there that day, which is really great. Like, people are really getting into this now and digging through and really trying to get to the bottom of it. And it's like just everyone, like the whole world is pitching in on this one, right? We're all working together. Everybody's piecing things together, looking at things, whether you're actually digging in and trying to pull up more information, or whether you're just like, there's channels out here just discussing it, right? Their theories and what they think and how they feel. To keep this alive and keep this going, I think is what's needed right now, because it seems like the powers that be just wanted us to follow the widow and forget all about Charlie Kirk, and nobody's forgetting. We've got people digging this far, right? Meadow says, I'm pissed off. Remember Chrissy, the woman we were told was the strategic director for Turning Point? She says, I want to go back to her because they're lying to us. I've identified her image as being at Fort Huachuca. If true, it would mean she's affiliated with Fort Huachuca. Brian Harpole, head of security for Turning Point, was questioned about her on the Sean Ryan show. Harpole says, that's Chrissy. She brings me mints. I put them in my pocket. Yeah, because top of mind for Chrissy, the strategic director for Turning Point, is Brian halitosis problem and making sure he has minty fresh breath. And I get what she's saying. Like, Is that like she's the strategic director of Turning Point, but she's like, let me get Brian some mints. I get it. That's kind of weird. It doesn't really, it doesn't really ring true. Let's just say that. Doesn't
Jeremy.
ring true.
Could
And here's the part where Sean Ryan's going to ask him, who the hell's this girl?
you pull that up real quick? Here it is.
That's Chrissy. Those are mints.
That's she works there.
She works there.
Those are
red
mints.
mints.
Okay.
Yeah, I put them in my pocket.
Jeremy.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Head of strategic, whatever. Like, pretty important, at least important sounding job. I don't know. Is it an important job? Is the head of the strategic director, whatever, important job? I don't know. They've evidently her jobs to give, make sure Brian's breath is good while he's standing there, protecting Charlie. He's got to have some good breath, I suppose. So anyhow, they go on to identify a couple of people here, right? Angel and Chrissy Pacheco. I guess you say that's like that. I don't know. Maybe pronounced it wrong, but whatever. But there's a picture of her, strategic director, this other guy. And now we've got a picture of Fort Huachuca, MWR, November 21st, 2025. And evidently, I guess this is her. Now, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. And then another picture with that man that they identified in the picture. I'm supposing this is Fort Huachuca. It's a TikTok. And here they are. And I'm guessing that they're standing at Fort Huachuca. The both of them standing at Fort Huachuca. Now, this looks like the girl that handed the mints. I got to admit that. But, kind of strange, right? So, is that her? Was she at Fort Huachuca? Why does she have ties to Fort Huachuca? Why is she handing Brian Harpo breath mints? Like, more and more questions. And, again, the answers that we get are that, Candace played Mean Girls with Erica, like early on, like right away, early on. And even though you showed a video, like, whatever, like that's the answer we get. We're talking about Mean Girls. She was mean. She was mean to her. She's mean. Like, bitch, I cannot. I cannot. Let's see. Yeah, that's true. Georgette says that Frank absolutely a part of it. They wouldn't have made sure to unlock the back when they saw him. That he wasn't in yet. All theirs, he tells his demonic recent reaction to Candace, he's scared. Yeah, that could be, that could be. I just at first was like, it just looked like they were like pushing him out of the way and like didn't want him in there, didn't want, at all. And then he's like reaching for things and diving into the car. It seemed like it was like a last minute, like, I'm coming, I don't care, I'm coming with you guys. And he dove in, that's just what it looked like in that video to me, So I just was like, maybe he didn't know what was going on. But once he got in that car, he sure knew. And as soon as it was over, he sure knew. And, while he was at the hospital telling us about being on FaceTime the whole time, he sure knew. Just weird. But yeah, he definitely could have known ahead of time. I mean, that's just my opinion from what I saw a little bit of that day. But yeah, he could have definitely knew. All of them could have knew. There's also the theory that maybe Charlie even thought this was going to be faking his own unaliving, and it went wrong. That's a theory out there too, but I think by now, I think they would have tried to, I don't know. Do you think if that was the theory, if you think that's what happened, do you think they would have told us by now? Like, because all these accusations are flying. People are pissed. Like, we want to know what's going on. People are saying like, TikTok bitches, you better figure out something and tell us soon because time's running out. People are digging. Do you think they would have told us like, well, we were going to try to, fake Charlie's unaliving. It went wrong. Or do you think they would keep that a secret too? Friendly reminder to click the like. Thank you, Jeannie. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, Amy says mints are used in place of smoking. Okay. Tennessee said, you notice how nervous he was? Yes, he was very nervous in that video. Yes, he was. They are all military. The security is facade. Erica gives Snow White collecting dwarves. Pandora, that's a good one. Her dwarves: Brian Harple, Frank Blakey, Andrew Victor Marks, Mikey McCoy. It does. That's a good comparison. Those are the vibes. Like, that's the vibe there. Yeah. Yeah. All those great Coach Colin jokes came from those mints. Yeah. Right. Right. Yes. It's very upsetting to hear the things that were said in that video by Frank. Um, it's really upsetting when he says those types of things when there's a person's life at stake. Like, truly, a person's life is at stake here. And if they get it wrong, somebody could, more death, basically. Okay. And it's like they're like, whatever. And we looked at this one, spot the difference. We looked at this one. Oh yeah, I found another post here. I talked about this way earlier, in a video somewhere. No autopsy was conducted on Charlie, according to a released police dispatch audio. Autopsies for the Big M victims are legally mandated in the state of Utah, but yet there is an audio here talking about the lack of autopsy. Let's have a listen to this.
And Charlie's wife. So I did do the request. They emailed me back. He did not go in for an autopsy. The death certificate was signed by the doctor at the hospital.
He did not go in for an autopsy. The death certificate was signed by, the doctor at the hospital. What?
The certificate was signed by the doctor at the hospital.
Oh,
okay. Can you just do a clip documenting that?
I don't think the rest of this matters. I mean, that's the important part, right? They did no autopsy.
He did not go in for an autopsy. The death certificate was signed by the doctor at the hospital.
Why? If that is a mandated thing in Utah, would they not do an autopsy? Why? Why wouldn't they do it? That's wild to me. Now, did something happen after this dispatch? When was this recording done? This is information we need to know. It's just that we don't know. When was this recording made? Because maybe this was earlier, before maybe the death certificate was signed by the doctor, but then maybe they did do an autopsy after this recording was made. It's all things like this that we just don't know. You know what I mean? It makes it hard to judge things and hard to put the pieces together. Robert says Utah has a history of shady legal things. Interesting. Yeah, Tennessee said I hadn't heard this. Yeah, we listened to this a couple months ago, I think it was. And I thought it was weird then, but like I said, when was this made? Could have been a day after, Charlie was unalived. It could have been 2 days after. They may not have done an autopsy for a week. I don't know. They may have not done an autopsy at all. This might have been 2-3 weeks after he was unalive. This might have been after he was buried. I don't know. Yeah, here's the one where I found where people were saying he was spent too much time with Charlie, right? Grace posts, I still don't know why Frank Turek spent 48 to 72 hours before Charlie's death with Charlie, went with him to Salt Lake, then UVU, stood right by him, got in the SUV with his security, stayed at the hospital, and went with everyone back to Salt Lake. Why was he even there at all? That's a good question. Did he go to these normally? What was the deal this day? What was the norm for that? We don't know. And here, Artifice Nation posted this. This is pretty, I thought this was kind of important too. He says, this is the first photo. The first photo here is from a previous event where Charlie's talking about call signs in the context of football. Once he says that, Dan Flood looks to his right and makes the call sign and smiles. And then this is the day Charlie was unalived. He's making the exact same call sign. You said it was a call sign over here, right? This day, you said it was a call sign. Dan makes the call sign. He does the call sign to show people this is what it is. Maybe he's just joking with whoever he's looking at. Maybe he's not trying to show the world, but the world found out. The world sees it. You made the call sign to your buddy to show him what it was. And now, lo and behold, the day Charlie's unalived, there it is again. You can't tell me that he did not do that purposefully. Now, why did he do it? I don't know. Maybe he was going, maybe this is the call sign for Charlie's good. You know, maybe this is a call sign for go time. We don't know. What's the call sign mean? Yes? Does it mean no? Does it mean, you know, look to the left? Does it mean jump 5 feet? We don't know. More questions. More questions. And what are the answers? The answer is mean girl. Mean girl. Candace is mean to Erica. That's the answer we get, right? That's it so far. Nothing valid so far. An Honest Ash posted that someone told them that they believe Mikey McCoy is the one that detonated the hit on Charlie. This video makes that very hard to deny, and it's just a video of Mikey following Charlie around with his phone, happy, smiling, recording Charlie. I don't know why they think that makes that obvious. I don't know. Then he's standing there, of course, with the phone. We saw that. Him on his phone. Nothing really. I don't know what he's trying to show here. I don't know. It's just Mikey standing there. So I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think about Mikey? We heard what Candace had to say about Mikey, right? She believed in Mikey and believed that, he didn't really do anything, and he might have been the only one that was oh, guess what else, guys? I got YouTube Premium, so we don't have to watch commercials no more when I pull up a video. And you guys are loving it. Loving it, right? Am I right? Anybody who's new, please hit the like button. Please. I'll love you forever if you hit that like button. And also subscribe if you're new. We're trying to hit 5K. Did we hit 5K? Did we get any subscribers? Where are we at with that? We need to see. Are we at 5K yet? Did anybody even subscribe? No? Holy shit, guys. We only need 5 more subscribers to hit 5K. 5 more. That is it. We only need 5. So if you're new and you love it here, please subscribe and help us out. We need 5 more. I wish I could talk like one of those announcers at the rodeo or the auction, like who's gonna subscribe? 5 more. We need 5 more. 5 more. Thank you, Pandora. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And X, thank you. All right, so we should only need 3 more now. Let's see. Holy shit, we're at 5004. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you so much. I'm so excited right now. That's so huge. I am so appreciative. And thank you, Jen. You rock. I appreciate you guys so much. You have no idea. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I wonder who was the 5,000 now. Dang it. You guys did it so fast. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate that. You're right. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to auction off the last 5. It gets people to subscribe. I wish I had like a I wonder if we have any sound effects for like woohoo. Let me see if I can find us some. That's so exciting. I am so happy right now. Thank you so much. Let's see. We've got some sounds. What do we got? We got ducks. No, that's music. Wait. Here we go. We got some applause. Woo-hoo-hoo. We got a gong. That one's dumb. All right. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy right now. You guys are the best. So let's get to snarking. Let's be bitchy and snark a little bit, shall we? We're gonna hop on over to Paramount Tactical's channel, all right? And I noticed something weird. We were on live last night over on Club Watcher. If you're not a member over there, you should go check it out. The link's in the description. I think it's down at the bottom, but go check it out. Get over on our group chat because we were talking about this last night, and I was looking at the subscriber count of Paramount Tactical. The dude's got 285,000 subscribers. Do you know how many people that is? That's 250,000, more than 250,000 people. That's a whole hell of a lot of people. That's a lot of subscribers. This dude is killing it. He's out here killing it, right? You would think he's killing it. And he's making content. Look, he's pushing out content 3 days ago, 3 days ago, 3 days ago. Okay, so he put 3 videos out in one day. Maybe he's just clipping it from his live streams, but he goes live all the time. You know, look at this. But take a look at his numbers. Take a closer look at how many people are actually watching his stuff. He's got more than 250,000 people subscribed to his channel. And like, for instance, this video down here, it has 3.5 thousand views. That's it. That's not a lot for having 250,000 people. Here's one, okay, a little better, 7.3 thousand, but still not a lot for having 250,000 people subscribe to your channel. And so I was like thinking, just being bitchy and, you know, asinine like I am, here's one, look, 489 views. You've got 250,000 people following you, and 489, only 489 watch this video? Like, what? Now, maybe because he put this word in the title, okay, maybe that's why it got kind of derailed. But if you look, the next one was only 940 views. Okay. Now, the one we're going to look at today is of Joe Kent, and that one got 4.5 thousand views, which is all right. But still, you've got 285,000 people. There should be a lot more people watching these videos, in my opinion. And so I'm thinking, like, you're out here day after day really working hard on your channel. Like, is this his full-time job? I don't know. But I do know that he's not making any money from these videos. Like, probably pennies, maybe 30 cents on this 4.5K, maybe $1, maybe $1 or something on this 4.5K views. Not making very much money. So I'm thinking, like, maybe this is the way we can tell nowadays when people are getting paid to push propaganda. Maybe this is a way to be able to tell, because when you look at their channel, not many people are like wanting to hear this stuff. Not many people are wanting to listen to this, and they're still working full-time on a channel, but they're not making any money on their channel. They're just not making very much money on their channel. Look, 586 views, 1.3 thousand views. That's, you know, these should have at least 20,000 views. I mean, I would think each video should have like 20,000 views on it. You know what I mean? He did better before Candace bashing. Okay. Okay. Yeah, maybe that's what the heck's going on here. Did I see a super chat? Oh, thank you so much, Deb. Holy shit. Thank you. That is so cool of you. I appreciate you. And I do have something for you. Wait, it's here. Thank you. All that love for you, Deb. I appreciate it. All right. Yeah, he was doing better. Let's yeah, like he was doing better before that. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's see, 4 months ago. That's really far though to go back. Okay. Yeah, see, here we go. Wow, look at this. 1 year ago, 22K views. All right, 21K. See, I said it should have been around 20,000, right? That's probably good for how many people. That's the 91,000. That's really good. 111,000, 137,000 10 months ago. So yeah, I mean, you're going from making it really good and probably a little bit decent. I mean, depending on how you live, that would be like, I'd be rich. That would be rich to me. I'd be like, oh my God, 100,000 views a video, and you're making like 3 videos a day, and holy shit, that's a good deal of money. That's a good bit of money. Okay. He was a different person before nice guy. Yeah. Something there, you know, because he's not making any now. He can't be making hardly any money right now with these amount of views. It's just, so it makes me wonder, like, maybe he's just going to keep doing this and having these whatevers because he's not, he's making a paycheck from something else. I'm just wondering. I don't know. But I'm just saying, you go from 100,000 views down to this, and you're still continuing to have that standpoint, that viewpoint, making it public, making sure people know that you still feel that way. You know what I mean? Because at any point in time, he could just be like, you know what? I don't want nothing to do with this anymore. I just want to go and make my regular content. Like, I'm done with this. Leave me out of Candace stuff. Leave me out of it. I don't care. But he doesn't do that, right? He continues to stand on these views that he has, which whatever. But I just thought maybe that could be a good clue, because if they're doing so well, and then they're making some money on YouTube with those amount of views, they are. That's so good. Down to this, and you're still pushing out this narrative, knowing that no one's really helping, like, watching your stuff. You're not making that money anymore. It's just strange. It is strange. I just thought it was worth taking a little bit of a gander at, right? So I guess Gary decided he wants to get this colonel on his show, and this colonel exposes Joe Kent. They're going to expose Joe Kent. No, look, I don't know a whole lot about Joe Kent. I know I covered him on one of my videos, and he won like 3,000 medals for being like this friggin' warrior, right? Like, he's an actual warrior. He'd been through a war. Like, he lost his wife in this. Like, the dude's seems like a beast. Let's just say he seems like a beast. And he seems like a pretty stand-up guy. I mean, if you don't get all these awards, if you're like, a piece of crap, right? I mean, maybe, but I doubt it. Because when people realize you're a dick, they don't put you up for more awards. Once people hate you, you're not getting elected for new awards. Nobody's really going to give you an award for being a jerk. So, I mean, he got all these, what are they called? Commendations and stuff like that. So I'm thinking he's probably a good dude. And it's just, they're attacking him. Now, Turning Point USA is the one who got this whole attack Joe Kent kind of going, right? Because they claimed that, Andrew Kovac claimed that Joe Kent leaked this super sensitive text message. It was like national fucking security, like big time, like this big time stuff he leaked, right? Like, it was bad. It was like a whole entire text message. I know. You guys are shitting right now. I know. It was a text message. He leaked the text. Can you believe it? I'm like, what? You leaked a text? Insane. So of course, Turning Point USA is like, we're going to tell the world he leaked the text, but we're going to make it like this was like a matter of national security. And some people, just because they follow Turning Point USA, they're in part of the air cult, like my t-shirt says. Here you go. They're part of the air cult there. They just listen to whatever and they believe whatever, right? So they decide to basically turn on Joe Kent. In my opinion, they turned on Joe Kent. I was really sickened by it. Pissed me off. It pissed me off really bad. Okay, because Andrew admits to leaking the text to all these people. He says, I sent it to a few people, and then I sent it to Joe Kent, but Joe's the one who leaked it. Now, not all the other people I sent it to, right? Not Candace had it on her show and everything. They're going to point the finger of all people at Joe Kent. So they went after him. It ticked me off then, and it's ticking me off now. It's ticking me off now that Gary and this colonel have decided to go after Joe Kent too. They're pissing me off. Okay, so we're gonna have a look at this. Maybe we'll be rude to them a little bit, just because I'm angry about this. They shouldn't be attacking Joe Kent. I don't like it. Like, for what? So yeah, let's have a look. Thank you, Amy, by the way. I appreciate the kind words. I really, really appreciate that. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Please subscribe if you're new. We just hit 5K. I can't even believe it. This is a huge day for me. We just hit 5K. You know how hard that is to do on YouTube? That's insane. So I appreciate and love you guys all so very much. I truly, truly appreciate y'all. So if you're new, please subscribe. Let's see how far we can get today on this live stream. Let's see if we can just, let's get our 1 million subscribers. I've been saying we're going to hit 1 million soon. Let's see if we can get that today while we look at this Joe Kent stuff. All right, so it's time to snark. It's time to snark, bitches. All right. favorite part of the show. Let's snark a bit. This is an 8-minute video. We're just going to let it kind of run through. We're going to like pick on these guys. We're going to make fun of them. If they look stupid, if they act stupid, if they talk stupid, I don't care. We're just going to pick on them because, you know, it's rude when they try to make literally a hero like a warrior. Well, you don't see warriors nowadays. Like rarely can you look at someone and go, they're a true warrior. Maybe cancer survivors, right? But other than that, like when you know, there's no really true warriors out there. Joe Kent, I would have to classify him as like a warrior. At least from what I've heard of Joe Kent, he seems like a badass warrior. So we got Gary's gonna pick like mess with him. Like, okay, Gary.
But let's get this one thing straight.
Let's get it straight.
I have told people, and I was taught too, that if you can't support an order from the commander, whether it's the commander in chief or the flight commander or platoon leader, if you can't stand it, then if it's within your power to do so, then you should resign, keep your mouth shut, and get out of the way. Because once the decision's made, and you've either got to support it or you got to get out of the way. So I'm not opposed to somebody like Kent resigning over a principle like that, but it was way outside of what I have ever known or been taught as the right way to do it. He did it after the operation had already started. That all that does is throw a big old giant stake right in the lap of the Iranian enemy and everybody that's supporting them.
Okay, so he's basically saying, like, listen, in the military, you're given orders, right? You don't ask questions. You're not really supposed to, like, you shut the hell up. You do what you're told. It's the military. There's no room for, like, well, let's discuss this for a moment, or I don't really feel like it, right? You give an order, you got to go do it. You either do it or you resign and get the hell out of the way. That's what you do. He's like, you know, but Joe Kent, like, he resigned, but like it was like a little bit after the order was given, not like immediately. And so, like, totally opposed to this. I don't like it. Well, here's the thing. Maybe they gave him the order. Maybe he was cool with it. Maybe they gave him the order and he was like, okay, we can do this. I got this. No problem. And then while he was involved in whatever the hell the order that he was given, was he involved in it? Maybe something came up and he was like, what? Wait, what? What the hell's this? No, I ain't with this. I ain't with this. And he resigns. No, like, I don't know what the hell to talk about, why he resigned. I thought he resigned because I don't even know. I don't even know why. I think he just disagreed with the war or something, right? I mean, I don't know. But like, this is like really nitpicking here. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you either do it or get out of the way. And I mean, Joe Kent got out of the way, but it was like a half hour late. It was like a half hour too late. And I can't get with that. I can't get behind that. Joe's a piece of shit. It's like 30 minutes after that order was given. It wasn't immediately. It was like a half hour, 10 minutes, you know. I mean, how dare he? And Gary's like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. He was given the order. He didn't like it. He got out of the way. Same thing the guy just says, but then he's like, but you know, Joe Kent does it and I don't like it. It's like, did they hear themselves? Did they really hear themselves? Tennessee, okay, I admire him for that, right? Right? He opposed the Iran intervention. Okay, thank you, user. I appreciate that. That's with the deal, right? And that's the thing. Maybe he got in, he took the order. He was like, all right, we're going to do this. And then something happened along the way that he disagreed with. And then he said, I'm out, you know? But literally, like the guy's saying, that's what he respects. But when Joe does it, he doesn't respect it. It's like Joe did it totally wrong, though. It's just ridiculous. It's like you're picking on nothing. You literally just said nothing. We just talked about nothing for 5 minutes.
He put things in the letter like Israel leading America by the nose that caused his wife to die. God bless her. He's and him too. He's a gold star husband.
He put that in the letter. He's like, his wife died. Okay. And what? Like, I don't get this shit. I don't get what they're complaining about. And look at Gary's face. He's so serious. He's doing my face. He's like, he's doing one of these. Boys, yeah, I mean, I can see it, Joe. Wow, Joe. I think, all those medals he got totally discredited now. He put his wife in his resignation letter. How dare he? What a piece of crap.
In Syria, saying that Israel was the cause of that. Israel was the cause of Iraq. When I can take you to multiple factual videos that shows that the prime minister of Israel was opposed to us going into Iraq.
He could take us lots. I could take you to a lot of videos about Iran. Okay, dude. Whatever. Like, maybe he was just saying, maybe he was just giving his opinion. Like, this is what I feel. This is how I feel. This is what it is. And he's got a problem with that too. Okay, so you don't agree with him, but still, I'm still failing to see the issue. Let me know in chat. I mean, does this discredit Joe completely or what? Can you believe this? Can you believe Joe for this? I mean, come on. Wow, Joe. Way to go, Joe. Actually, still probably grieving your dead wife. How dare you? How dare you? And you put it in your letter? Wow.
And it wasn't until after his government fell that somebody came in that would support it. So the lies that are in the letter and the timing of the letter are probably the two most egregious things about that. And then there's the follow-on, as you and I've talked about it already.
The lies in the letter. It's so egregious. I mean, we're talking about an American hero who had an opinion, gave his opinion. I mean, I guess if you disagree, I guess you could call it a lie. I don't know. I think he's calling opinion a lie, and I don't see how an opinion can be a lie. Maybe he was saying how his standpoint, what he felt, what he sees. Now, maybe he has different experiences than other people because maybe he's seeing things that this guy isn't, right? And so he's saying the whole thing just like nonsense. This is like stupid.
He's gone on several shows, been interviewed several times, and he's spouting this woke right stuff, and some of the stuff is even
woke right. Do you guys even know what woke right is? What do they say? The woke right, and what do they say about the left? Yeah, look at Gary's face. Exactly. Exactly, Dunwit. I agree. Yeah, he's saying like something about woke right here. And I'm just like, what even is woke right? I don't even know what it is. Like, to be honest, I don't even know what woke right is. And what do they say about the left? There's something they say about the left too. Something leftist. What do they say? It's dumb. Like, we're not even doing that anymore. Like, we're over that. America's done with woke right and leftists, and we're done with that. We're here. It's good and it's evil. That's where we're at. We're good against evil. We're not doing this whole thing anymore. Nobody cares about this. The entire world is sick of the Jeffrey E. files. We're sick of all those people running around free. We're sick of this kind of shit. Joe Kent, have you ever heard a negative thing about Joe Kent up until he resigned? Hey, did anybody in chat, anybody listening, watching, if you heard one bad thing about Joe Kent, like in an article, a video, somebody just saying it, let me know in the chat. I really want to know. Anybody hear anything before this about Joe Kent? Because in my opinion, the man went years serving his country, doing everything he was told, never had an issue, never had a problem, won medal after medal, commendations and all this shit. I mean, you never heard anything negative about Joe Kent, but all of a sudden he resigns, and now he was like a giant piece of shit the whole time. Like, guys, the whole time. He lies, he's lying, he's this. How does a man who wins all these accommodations that we never, exactly, thank you, Penny, I'm the same way, never heard of him till after he resigned. I never heard of him either. Never heard a bad thing about him because I never heard of him. And he resigns, and now they're trying to change his character into this giant piece of crap. I mean, what is What is this? You got one hero. We've never seen a man who's gotten like this many accommodations, stands up for America, does all the right things for years and years, serves his country proudly, I'm betting. Like, never had an issue. But now all of a sudden he resigns and we're going to attack him. One of the only heroes in America that we've heard of today. You know, there's very few of them. There's very few. Woke right stuff. Like, really? What? We're not even at woke right anymore. Like I said, that's done. You guys fucking ruined woke right and leftist and all that. You guys ruined it. They've ruined it. These politicians have ruined it. We don't believe in that anymore. We believe you're all evil and you're all corrupt. And the rest of us just want the truth to come out. We want to live our lives and be able to afford groceries, maybe some gas, you know, maybe get a retirement, maybe Social Security when we get older. Like, that's all the fuck Americans want. Like, we don't even want that much. We really don't. We really don't want that much. If you think about it, what do we want? Hardly anything. We just want to be able to afford to live and be able to like have maybe a couple extra dollars to go camping or something. That's it. And they're talking about woke right? Like, bitch, we are past that. Shut up with woke right.
Even Iranian propaganda in the middle of a war. And look, I don't have an axe to grind with Joe, but
okay.
I have to fess up that I supported him, and I would not support him again for any position of power because of his actions here. And I just think his judgment is off. I don't know why. I'm not going to hold him personal. You know, I'm not going to take it personal on him, but do
you believe these people? And they wonder why we aren't like following it, like blindly just following them anymore and just like believing everything they say. I mean, you just basically talked shit on him for the first 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Everything out of your mouth about Joe Kent was negative. But, you know, he lies and this propaganda, woke right, blah, 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 blah. But he's like, you know, I'm not going to take it personal. I'm like, I'm not going to say nothing about him. Like, bitch, you've already done that. Like, what are you talking about? And Gary doesn't say a word. Gary doesn't interrupt him at all. Doesn't say a word. I mean, I guess Gary's for this. I guess Gary's okay with this. Man. How many medals did Gary won? Does anybody know? Wasn't he in the service? How many has he won? Yeah, right back at you. Exactly. He sounds like he laughs and yeah. We are all Americans. I'm also mildly suspicious because Joe Kent came out of nowhere so quickly. He passes the vibe check for me personally. Yeah. Sweden in the house. Oh my gosh, guys. We have everybody from everywhere. Like, we have the best chat. We are such a well-rounded chat. I mean, you know what? We got the best people too. Like, we got the best people. We got the best chat. I have the best subscribers. Like, I have better subscribers than everybody else. I might not have 1 million yet, but that's because we're collecting people that are like amazing. We're not just going to collect just anyone, right? As a matter of fact, listen to this one. So in my last video, I was describing Pastor Frank Turek. I said he's an old white guy. And I think I had like over 1,400 comments on that video, and I answered probably 1,000 of them. Okay. I only stopped answering them yesterday because I couldn't keep up anymore. I spent all day the day before answering comments because you guys know I read all your comments. Every single one, I read them. And I like to acknowledge you guys and thank you guys for commenting, because I see all these channels out here and nobody ever says a word to the people that comment on their channel. I'm just like, why not? Like, you're telling them to comment, but then you don't say anything back. So anyways, I like to comment, right? And I'm reading through the comments, and there was like 3 or 4 people that stood out and were bitching because I called Frank Turk white. They're like, why do you have to make it about race? And I says, you know what? I didn't make it about race. You just made it about race. You're the one who made it about race because you're the one that had to say something like that. Like, what? Who cares? He is a white guy. What do you want me to call him? What how would I describe him? He's an old white man. What the you know? Dumb. Dumbest thing ever. And the funny thing is, we're talking about a man who was unalived in broad daylight in front of the entire world, and the entire story doesn't add up. This is sickening that this can happen in America. This is like a tragedy of epic proportions. And you're worried because I called Frank Turek white? I told the guy, fuck all the way off, just like I told Frank. That's what I told the guy in the comments. I was mean to the other two also. But I was just like, bitch, really? Come on now. How would you explain him? How would you describe him? He's white. This is an old fucking white guy too. Say something. This dude's an old white dude too. Say something. I made it about race? Fuck all the way off. That's what I said to that guy. And a couple others. But I was nicer. I didn't say fuck all the way off. I was nicer to the other ones. But I was still mean, but I didn't tell him to F off. So Tennessee says, I've noticed that you answer so many comments. Yeah, I do try. The opinions are like butts. We all have them. Exactly. Sweden in the house. Yes. Sweden in the house. Simple common sense. Yeah. I just thought it was like ridiculous, and so this is another just old white guy, and now they're just attacking a hero for like, are you guys fucking bored? What's the deal here? Why even make this video? I don't get it. Like, what is the deal? Are you guys, it has to be boredom. It has to be like, I'm so bored. Let me find somebody to pick on. How about Joe Kent? Like,
I have a responsibility to speak out, and I have been speaking out.
Okay. Anybody know who this old white guy is, first of all? Colonel something something. It's his responsibility to speak out against Joe Kent, and he has been speaking out. So he must be out here like on a warpath against Joe Kent. He's like, I'm not against Joe Kent, but it's my responsibility to speak out against Joe Kent. And they just don't even hear themselves. Like, they don't even hear themselves talking. And Gary doesn't hear none of this. He's just like, yeah, not saying a word. Like, I would have had to interrupt him and say, what do you mean? It's your responsibility to speak out against Joe Kent. You just said you weren't against Joe Kent. So why are you out here with your responsibility speaking out about him? I don't get it.
About this issue because of that.
Well, I appreciate that. And like you said, I think it's a matter of integrity we need to be able.
Integrity. You fuckers want to talk about integrity. Are you for real? Is this serious? Did he just say it's about integrity? I mean, you guys see this, right? You guys see it. Like, I don't have to explain that, right? You guys completely see what I'm saying. Like, okay, we're going to talk about integrity? Yeah, let's do that.
To do that. I agree with you. I was a huge Joe Kent fan for a really long time, and I was looking forward to him joining this administration. I thought he was going to bring a lot of experience to the table.
Okay, so he was great. He had a lot of experience. Just because his opinion differs from you, that does not negate his experience, right? He still has that experience. He's still great. He still won all these awards. But what? We're about to hear the butt. It's a big old butt too. This is a big old booty butt. Let's hear it. What is it?
A lot of honor and integrity.
Oh, honor too, and integrity. Didn't he just say it was about? What did he say it was about integrity? But he said, Joe has integrity. So a lot of honor and integrity, a lot of experience, all this stuff. But in one resignation letter, it turned him into a giant pile of dung. Joe Kent's no longer has experience. He's no longer a hero. He does no longer have integrity. Like, this is ridiculous.
But I couldn't agree more. I mean, it was so disgraceful. I don't care if you were resigning from Entergy. Like, you would not do what he did. The way that he publicly resigned, and then within a couple of hours of posting that on X, his resignation, that in of itself was disgraceful. Within hours, he was on a flight to go see Tucker Carlson. And one of the biggest problems that I have with what he's doing, here he is the director of the NCTC. And this is a fusion.
Yeah, let's stop right there. Let's actually see what this here letter actually said. Did you guys read the letter? Do we know what it says, actually? We know. Here it is, resignation letter from National Counterterrorism Center director. So he's a director of the Counterterrorism Center. He's pretty Must have done pretty, like, you know what I mean? You don't just get that job. Any other guy, anybody in the chat, also a director of this? Anybody in chat? Anyone? Anybody in chat have a brother or a cousin or a friend who happens to have this position? Anyone else? Brother, sister, cousin? No? Nobody? Huh. This must be like an important position that you must have to have, like, be really, really amazing to have this job, in my opinion, allegedly, right? Am I right? We don't really know anybody who else has this, right? Anybody? I sure don't. He says, after much reflection, I've decided to resign from my position, effective today. I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing WAR in Iran. He says, Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation. It is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Philadelphia and its powerful American lobby. They're upset about that. I can't in good conscience support the ongoing war. I mean, in good conscience, then he says this. I mean, I would take this as an opinion. He doesn't think that Iran poses a threat. He's stating his opinion, his position, right? I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, I might not agree. I might disagree with that. Maybe I disagree. If I disagree with it, that doesn't make him any less honorable. That doesn't mean he didn't do all those heroic things that he got awarded for. It doesn't negate his experience in life. But these people literally, they're like, no, fuck him. He's a piece of garbage now. He's a total waste piece of crap. What a trash. You know what? Joe Kent's a trashy asshole because he said that. He gave his opinion. What a piece of crap. And Gary, I mean, come on, Gary, really? What has Gary done? What has Gary done lately? Anybody know? Let's go to Grok. I wonder if Grok could tell us a little bit about Gary. Let's see, Grok. Let's ask Grok. What has Gary done lately? Let's see what Grok says about that. I mean, we're talking honor, we're talking integrity, we're talking people that are going to judge your honor and integrity too. They're going to judge it. Let's see. Gary, full name is often associated with Paramount Tactical Solutions. He's a former Special Forces Green Beret weapons sergeant and sniper team leader with 4 combat deployments. Okay. Any awards? Let's see. He later worked as senior special task instructor, federal law enforcement agency. Okay, so he's worked for the federal law enforcement agency, and people don't want to. He's out here. People don't think he's a Fed. It literally says he's a Fed. He was a Fed. He now owns and operates Paramount Tactical, a training company focused on firearms, tactics, security, tactical medicine, primary for civilians, military, and law enforcement. He also creates conservative Second Amendment content on YouTube and social media. Recent activity. I don't see any awards here. He's active on X and YouTube, posts about current events, breaking out alleged foiled plot involving drones and snipers. He engages directly with his followers. He runs training courses. He interviews and collaborates. He's a voice in tactical training. But like, guys, I'm confused. I didn't see no awards or anything like for being brave and like having integrity and like being a badass motherfucker. I didn't see an award for that. Although Joe Kent had fewer awards, right? Let's see. Joe Kent had quite a few. I think when I did my video, it was somewhere around 8. Was it 8 awards? 8 medals or something like that? It was a lot. He got a lot.
Center, and he has as much investigatory authority as your local mailman. And basically, he is so worried about
investigatory authority. Okay. In Joe's, let's just double check that position as the, what was he called? He was like the counterterrorism badass boss, right? National Counterterrorism Director. Let's see. Does he have is investigatory as a mailman? Let's see. Let's find out. Because I think he probably has a little bit more investigatory than at least a mailman. What do you guys think? Let's see. As director of the counterterrorism, he does not have direct law enforcement or investigative authority. It's fundamentally an intelligence, integration, and strategic planning body, not investigative agency. Okay. But I still think it's a little bit more than a mailman. I think he could probably like tap his friends and the things and be like, hey guys, guess what? Can you check this out for me? Can you look in on this for me? Yeah, I mean, it says that he analyzes all this. Okay. So, I mean, okay. I get it. So he definitely does not have investigative authority, but this is the big but that they forget to mention. Okay. They forget to mention this part. Are you ready? He organizes and analyzes and integrates all big T word, right? Intelligence, foreign and domestic, except purely domestic T cases are handled by the FBI. This includes access to data. He has access to all this data from the CIA, NSA, FBI, DHS, and other agencies. So he may not be able to investigate, but he gets to see all the information. He gets to see all that stuff, right? He's in on everything, and he got to organize it. You got to do things with it, you know? So, okay, if he doesn't have investigative authority, but he can, like he does have like a pair of eyes. I swear I seen, did you guys see eyes on Joe Kent? I can't remember. Does he have eyes? I'm gonna go with he probably definitely has eyes, since he has to, be able to see all this shit, right? He's not blind, he has eyes, and he's analyzing the, yes, exactly. Republic, exactly. He's got to analyze the data and intel. So in the case of Charlie Kirk, okay, I'm sure he's seen some data, and as he's analyzing the data, maybe he puts his investigator hat on. Maybe he just puts his like inside investigator, right? Like the one where he's going to think critically. We're going to say thinking critically. Maybe it's not investigating, but it's thinking critically. Let's call it that. So he puts his critical thinking cap on, right? And he sees that something's up. He sees all this information flying by. He says CIA, FBI, NSA, blah, 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 all this clearance, right? He can see all this shit. And he goes, oh, something doesn't feel right here. This doesn't look right. This seems a little weird. This doesn't look right. And then he says, this should be investigated. I mean, I swear I heard him say there was more to the story. This needed investigated. But the FBI came in because, as I said, he does not have the authority. It's all that except purely domestic cases. Those are handled by the FBI. Those are handled by the FBI. Okay. So that's what happened, right? He said, something's wrong. Something's wrong. I don't like it. There's more to the story. So he's basically trying to he said it right here. He wasn't lying here. He wasn't lying here. But he forgot to mention the other part where he still has access to all this information. And he could see with his eyes and use his critical thinking hat, which still it doesn't count as investigating, but he can critically think about it. And he can say, oh, shit, I'm critically thinking. And this seems like there's more to the story. We're going to forget to talk about that. And everybody's just going to hate him. These guys just hate him now. Just like they respect him and all that. They're not going to talk bad about him, but they're going to talk bad about him. That kind of thing.
What is happening with the Charlie Kirk investigation? What is happening with the Butler? What's happening with the pipe bomber in DC? Like, none of that is his job. One of the big things that I learned in the military was like, you do your job, don't worry about everybody else's. And there are
What's funny is that's like, okay. But you know, when the information's coming at you and it still comes across your desk and you see it and you read it and you take it into your brain, you know what I mean? He's still probably just seeing it, whatever. Yeah, it might not be his job. That's why he said he told somebody else this needs investigated. He said that they have bad luck. There's more to the story. So this needs investigated. I mean, I still don't see the problem here. I just think these guys are just bitching about nothing.
when it comes to the war in Iran and the decision to take military action in Iran, there's like 10,000 people plus in that decision-making process. There's the DIA, the CIA, the FBI, you have the Joint Chiefs, you have all the Pentagon, you have thousands of staff officers making up contingency plans, feeding intel to the president, and so that he can make the decision. The one person that's not in that decision-making process is Joe Kent. And
I mean, I don't think he said he was in that decision-making process. I don't think he claimed like he was making that decision. I think he said he didn't like that decision. He didn't support that decision, and that's why he left. Still, I don't see what they're bitching about.
he's mad. And one of the things he said that just blew my mind, he said, I had to leave basically because, and I had to do it publicly the way that I did, or basically my opinion wasn't going to get heard. It's like, no.
I mean, that's just common sense. Is that funny? Is that funny? He wanted to tell people his position and he did it in the way he did it so his opinion would get out there, right? I don't see anything funny about that. I really don't. I really don't. What's our time? Let's see our time here. We're on 2 hours already. Holy cow. We already hit the 2-hour mark, guys. Let me see very quickly if I had anything else I wanted to tell you guys. Oh God. Oh yeah. Jeez, look at this. Another Paramount Tactical post. He said, Barron said something about it's time to drop the hammer on everybody, right? He was on his podcast and he said this.
It's time to drop the hammer on all these trolls. Time to drop the hammer on Gary Meltdown. It's time to drop the hammer on Lisa Knows Nothing. It's time to drop the hammer on, Mohawk Allen. It's time to drop the hammer on these people because.
And Gary's response says, bring and drop the hammer. Bring and drop all the hammers you got, Barron. Bring and drop them all. He was getting a little snarky, He's like, bring and drop them all, bitch. He said, you're a failed, shitty lawyer turned con man. I've wiped shit off my shoes that I feared more than you and your grifting ilk. I just got to say, this kind of feels a little snarky. This kind of feels a little extra jagged, like he's kind of pissed, right? You're a failed, shitty-ass lawyer turned con man. I wiped shit off my shoes that I feared more than you and your grifting ilk. I mean, I don't know. Did anybody say he was afraid of anything? Like, nobody said he's afraid of it. What's that about? I just think this is a little personal. I think he feel like he took this. I mean, obviously it's personal because he called him out, but it's like, you know what I mean? He was pissed. Gary was pissed about this. He's pissed off big time. Oh, thank you so much. The Muddy Truth. The Smutty Truth. Oh, I like the name, The Smutty Truth. I love that. Check out Extra Frequencies last video. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see what that is. Extra Frequencies last video. Let's see. Okay, healing energy. Okay, we'll have to check that out. I can't play it on YouTube because I'll get in trouble, but I'll keep it pulled up here and I will definitely listen to it later. I do listen to those. I do listen to some of those. Believe it or not, I have a couple that I have favorited. Gary, stop shitting on the floor and that won't happen. Exactly. Stop shitting on the floor and you won't be stepping in shit. Oh, that was so good. You so belong here, Charlie's Angels. You totally belong here. I love it. Yes. Nobody wanted this WAR. Nobody believes the Kirk case narrative. We had protests for BLM. I wish we would just unite with higher consciousness and love and march on Washington like they did in the 60s. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I mean. It's like, why would he fear shit on his shoes anyhow? It's kind of true. Like, why would he? Oh my gosh. I mean, it would make me mad, but I wouldn't be afraid of it. I mean, yeah, there's some turds that I'm afraid of. I gotta say, I'd probably be afraid of a couple turds, but I don't know about it. It's a little weird. I just feel like he was pissed. You know what I mean? He did this without like. My whole thing is if I get really, really mad about something, and I learned this the hard way, like if I get really, really ticked off, like big time about something, and I'm ready to like, because you guys know I got a mouth on me. I've learned you just wait 24 hours so you can start thinking critically again, so you can, give your comeback. Because if you just do it right away, you say stuff like this, like, I fear shit on my shoes more than I fear you and your ilk. Like, you say this kind of stuff. So I feel like Gary watched this and got pissed at Barron for saying this and like snapped off on it on X, But let's see what people's response to Gary's thing was. Let's see what people said to Gary because of this. It's probably bad. Oh, it's probably bad. Oh, so easy to see Barron has it all over you. You attack from weakness. You're an embarrassment to the men and women in uniform. Oh my gosh. They went hard on him. Paramount says, yeah, I'm the one calling for hammers to be dropped and texting him with threats. No, that's him. That's interesting. What threats was he saying, I bet? Lisa says, no, you're the one that sounds like a teenage girl having a hissy fit. You need a PR professional like yesterday. I'm available if you want one. Damn, you need to just fade away as quietly as possible. Oh my gosh. Paramount Texas is essentially a fictional character. He doesn't even believe what he's saying. He's paid operations like several others who make the exact retarded points at the same time. The veil is lifting. Your original post here shows the truth. You are losing, Gary, and you aren't happy about it. As Candace has always echoed, truth will always win. Bye-bye, Gary. You're the one dodging accountability for proven shill behavior, pointing fingers and literally harassing pregnant women. Don't whine about threats. You just said you're not afraid. Oh, you're a effing P and a disgrace to uniform. People are mad at him. He not so tactical. Take the bitch way out, homie. Turn state's evidence, for lack of a better term, because someone else will. It's a downward spiral, and soon you'll be so dizzy. It's only a threat to the guilty, and my guy, you're not looking so innocent. Yeah, that's a good point. Barron saying that, Barron actually saying that is only a threat to the guilty. And if you're getting upset about it, that really says something that you shouldn't want it saying, Just wild. Yeah. Somebody posted this one when the guy said, I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. And he was like, wait, you eat pieces of shit? You guys remember that? That was Happy Gilmore, wasn't it? Oh my gosh. Yeah, people went hard for Gary after that, It was like pretty bad after that. And then I wanted to show you guys this post because it really makes a good point, right? They want to say that Candace was in love with Charlie Kirk, and Charlie hated her at the end. People say Charlie hated her at the end and things like that. But what is this woman's name? Christine Fouquet posted, Andrew and Blake weren't trolling after all. Here's Charlie naming his successor. Erica, no wonder you wanted out of his life. Candace is a consistent reminder of something your husband never felt for you, admiration. And this brings a good point.
Winston Churchill, Ronald Reagan, Dwight D.
Turns out Andrew and Blake weren't lying about there being a video where Charlie Kirk appoints his successor to Turning Point USA. I just don't think they're going to be that happy about who it actually is.
Oh, shit.
Here's this beautiful, articulate, energetic black woman who's going to bring truth to power. I might go into early retirement, folks, and just handle the whole thing right here. I mean, seriously.
Oh, shit. He actually says that, guys. I missed it when I listened to it the first time. He actually says, I might just go into retirement and hand the whole place over to her. And he's talking about Candace. Oh, no wonder they're so mad. Oh my gosh. That is so good. All right, let's listen to the rest.
It's unbelievable.
She's unbelievable.
War, I'll tell you what, I'll close with this. I'm such a believer in Candace, and if the 20th century taught us one thing, through the horror, through the slaughter, through the genocide, through the wars, the one thing it taught us is a single individual, one person, can change the course of history. Whether it be...
Man, you know what? This makes me actually sad right now, because if he only knew. If he only knew. I mean, I guess he did know, right? He told Candace early on. He told Candace early on. You know, he said, look, I'm probably going to pass away. I'm probably going to pass away, and it's going to be due to Turning Point USA, things like that. If he only knew one person could change the course of history, if he only knew what he did when he died, right? He woke us all up, a lot of us. He woke a lot of us up. Let's just say that. The world is going to change because of Charlie, even though he's not here, in my opinion. And it just makes me sad to hear him say, you know, one person could change the course of history, because it ended up being him. Just such a shame.
Gandhi, Winston Churchill, Ronald Reagan, Dwight D. Eisenhower, Margaret Thatcher. And I believe you're looking at one of the people that 50 years from now
Him too.
is going to be one of those people that will turn around. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
With
you
your
guys.
help, we're going to win. Thank you.
I love the energy. My God, what they had was just so sincere and real and authentic, which
Yeah.
we can't say at all about his marriage at this point, not even a little bit. Look how canned his introduction to Erica is.
Is my hero and the love of my life, Erica Kirk.
The words are nice, but there's nothing there.
She makes such a good point, doesn't she, guys? She just makes such a good point with that. And it does make me very sad about, you know, it just makes me sad because if he only knew, right? If he only knew. He was the one who was going to change history after all. Like, he was the one who changes it. And Candace too. I think Candace, you know, I think we'll be talking about her 50 years from now. When people are talking about the Charlie Kirk case. She's the only, like, the main person who cared about it and kept it going for so long, you know. Amy says people are friendly, great food, and adventurous. Alaska. You know, speaking of Alaska, I was just telling my husband that'd be so nice to probably live in Alaska if I could stand the cold, because it's just beautiful there. I hate the cold. You know what I'm saying? Can't stand the cold. I can't deal with the cold too much. It's like, no thanks. Yeah. Let's see what you guys have to say. I love the chat. You guys always bring it every time we go live. You guys bring it. Let's see. Remote viewing stuff. Okay. Mighty Truth. What channel is that? I want to see that. Bad. Big fan of the Area 52 Joe McGonigal remote viewer. Pyramids on Mars. Oh shit, I didn't know there was pyramids on Mars. That's wild. I got stuck on the chairlift at the North Face in Montana when I was second or third grade. Oh geez. Oh my gosh. Is that the link, honey, for the remote viewing? Was that what it was for remote viewing? I must have got it confused. Let's see. Yeah, GQ Man's right. Never eat shit. At least a bad taste in your mouth. 100% right. Montana's gorgeous. Yeah, there's so many places I want to go check out. I want to go check out a lot of different places. I think it'd be cool to visit every state and just see what they have in every little state. All of the ashes. I've had a neighbor approach me in the last years, ask me for a question, are you a cop? I smiled and walked away. Why? She's schizophrenic. Oh, geez. Yeah, the Egyptian plane response is garbage. The Egyptian planes, I think there's a lot to those Egyptian planes. I have a feeling Candace probably has that figured out already. I think she knows everything about the Egyptian planes. Maybe a couple of things she's still missing, but I think she has that pretty much down to a T at this point. I think she has so much information. I Um, I'm pretty sure she's already solved this and probably has proof of everything. I had a feeling early on that maybe Charlie sent her an insurance policy and told her what to do, you know, to bring all these people out. I don't know. I don't know. Charlie didn't understand the government owned him. He tried to double cross them and they wiped him out in New York minute. Yeah. I don't think he knew that. I don't, like you said, I don't think he understood like everybody around him was allegedly, in my opinion, everyone around him was like, you know, working him. And he just didn't have any idea. They kept him so busy. I mean, if I was out here speaking over 300 days a year, constantly traveling, I mean, I hate like a 6-hour car ride. Could you imagine doing that like every few days to the different place, taking a driving or hopping on a plane? I mean, all that whole thing, it's annoying. All that traveling, I mean, it's annoying for a long period of time. Imagine day after day after day after day staying in hotels, this and that. And that's another reason why I think um Erica Kirk was able to portray that wonderful Christian demeanor because, I mean, how many days are you with your husband if he's traveling over 300 days a year? Like, how many days are you actually with him? I don't really know. Sandy says, I just woke up. Well, welcome in, Sandy. Welcome, welcome. We have the best chat. You guys are, oh my God, you guys are so funny. Oh yeah, Dunn or Sophie. Snoops was talking about that earlier when we first started talking about Frank, about that guy who looked just like him. That was so creepy. Yes, a couple. I know I've seen that photo. I'm not sure if everybody in chat has, but I've seen that photo. It was pretty creepy. Yeah, his video. Yeah, the Charlie Kirk channel should play Charlie Kirk videos nonstop. No one else, just Charlie. Yeah, I agree. I agree. They were arguing that Blake well, I think it was just Blake. I don't think Andrew got involved in this, but they were arguing Blake was arguing over on X about, you know, Charlie's legacy and Charlie's show. He says Charlie's show shouldn't stop just because he got unalived, and people shouldn't be attacking his legacy. And, you know, the whole thing about Charlie's show is it's not Charlie's show anymore. That's not Charlie's show. It's just a show named Charlie Kirk. You know what I mean? They're trying to act like that's the Charlie Kirk show. It's really not. Charlie's gone. There's no Charlie Kirk show anymore. That's just a show named Charlie Kirk. It's a whole different thing. And then they say that people are attacking his legacy. Well, his legacy are his children. That's his children is his legacy. Like, what are you talking about? People attacking his legacy? Nobody's attacking his children. What do you mean? It's weird. That was weird to me. It's like they forget his children are his legacy. They forget that part. It just drives me crazy. Yes, Amy, he didn't want that money. He didn't want it so he could stay free. Unfortunately, I don't think he even without taking that, he was still like, I think a lot of people had their hooks in him. You know what I mean? I think like a lot of people surrounding him just each had a hook in him. They all had a hook, you know? And when you're counting on others to donate to keep your company going, keep your foundation alive and things like that, you know, that's a hook in you. That's a hook because they could take that at any time and your whole thing crumbles depending on how much everybody, you know, had invested. Now, the smartest thing in the world to do would be to never take more than like $1 million off of anybody. Just like, no, man, you know, I need more donations because I won't take more than $1 million from anyone. That way, if anyone does decide to pull their donations, it's like, go ahead, pull it. Doesn't do shit for it. Doesn't do nothing to me. You know? Yeah. It's just like, but I'm sure, you know, it seems like that's kind of how it was before Erica came along, didn't it? Because they said it like, would it double or triple once she got involved? So, she was in there doing something. Who else came along with her at the same time? How did it double and or triple or whatever it was? Because it did. It grew significantly. I made fun of it in my video, but it did on paper. You could see it grew when she came aboard. And you've got to ask yourself, like, how does a housewife coming on board double your money? I guess maybe she knew where to get more donations from. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how that works. But it seems like that's kind of how he was doing it at the first, right? He wasn't taking no giant, huge, tremendous chunks of money from anybody because it wasn't that huge. It was like, what was it, 18? It was worth like 18 million. Something stupid like that. It wasn't, maybe 86 million. I don't know. 86 million is what went missing, I think. But like, whatever. They weren't worth all that hundreds of millions of dollars that they are now before she came along. So maybe he was kind of doing it that way. Like, he didn't take too many giant, huge chunks of money. But when you're working like that, you have to appease everybody. And so many people probably had their hooks in him, talking about from the people donating those large sums of money to people in the government, to people in other governments, if you know what I mean. He just wasn't free at all. I don't think he was free for a very long time, and he probably didn't realize it because they kept him so busy. And then once I think he was finally coming to the realization that something was wrong, and that, ordering a Doge audit and removing the COO. Was it the COO? When he removed, what's his name, and put some Justin Strife in charge or something like that. I don't know the specifics unless I'm reading it and looking at it, but yeah, nothing makes sense that day. Who said that? Somebody, I'd seen a comment saying nothing made sense that day. I agree with that. Yeah, here it is. Nothing out of the ashes says nothing that day makes any sense. That's how I feel as well. Nothing that makes any sense. And now we're waiting, right? We're waiting on answers. We want to know what the hell's going on. And it's crickets over there. Chirp, 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 chirp. It's crickets over there. We have no idea. They won't answer any questions. I mean, we got more and more questions. I feel like we need to make a list of questions, basically, and just spread and like they do, coordinate it, just share it with everybody, and everyone just post it. Every single person on X just posted at the same time. Like, here's our list of questions. Biatch. All you punk bitches over at Turning Point USA, here's our list of questions. This is what we want to know. And if you don't want to answer, then take away your 501c3 and make it just a regular company. Do what you got to do. But, you don't need no tax break. You don't need none of that. If you're not going to answer questions about what's going on with this money, you don't need to have our support. You don't need to be a 501c3. You don't need a tax break. If you're not out here doing good for the world, you don't need a tax break. Now, very quickly before we go, I do want to share one last thing with you guys. I forgot about this. Hang on a second. Yeah, somebody else messing with Joe Kent. Here we go. Yeah. Okay, so you guys know the Unfuck America tour. They are the counter to Turning Point USA. They're the Democratic side of things, where I think Turning Point's like Republican, like a Republican stance. This is like the Democrat side, okay? So we've got the Unfuck America tour, and this is Zico and Sanchez. She did a documentary a little while back, talking about these chapters of Turning Point USA, these chapters that don't exist. There's one that's a dog poo dispenser. It's a dog poo bag with a dog poo garbage can. That's the location of a Turning Point chapter. It's a dog poo place. Okay. She did all this research and she found there's tons of places just like that. They're a bunch of shit, right? A lot of them are a bunch of shit because there's nobody there. There's no chapter. There's no students. There's nothing. They were giving rewards to people to create these chapters and then asking them to get in touch with other people so they could create chapters, kind of like some kind of telemarketing, like I don't know, like a big scheme almost. You know what I mean? Like get as many chapters as you can and get your friends to make chapters and get your friends to make chapters. So it expands exponentially. And it did. It did expand exponentially. There was only a few listed before Charlie passed away. And then all of a sudden there was like, what is it, 3,300 chapters now or 3,100 chapters now? Well, Z figured this all out. She did a documentary. We talked about that in another video. If you want to go check it out, go check it out. But Z talked about these chapters that don't exist, and Z now she's been posted on X, and I follow her because she says some funny stuff. So the other day she says, Erica woke up this morning and decided she wasn't done trying to ruin her husband's legacy. She says, meet the all-star Turning Point USA campus debate lineup for this fall. And it's going to be very interesting watching these people debate. They're going to be debating this fall, I suppose. Okay.
Erica Kirk woke up this morning and decided she wasn't done ruining her husband's legacy. So let's talk about it. If this is the first time you're seeing me, I run the largest counter organization to Turning Point on the left, and in the next few weeks, we're going to be dropping some serious receipts on Turning Point that I don't want you to miss. So please go ahead and hit that follow button. Okay, really quick to catch you up. Yesterday, Turning Point hosted the Pick Up the Mic Summit. And because we have multiple moles inside Turning Point, they let us know that Erica Kirk was telling everybody that she doesn't want the Unfuck America tour to embarrass them on college campuses this fall. Well, let me just show you their lineup. Welcome to the all-star lineup of the Turning Point Rejects Tour. We're going to launch with Emma Dayton. What are her qualifications? I don't know. She has 3.5K followers, though, and she loves Taylor Swift. Followed up by Maya Goodmanson, 1.5K followers. Qualifications, we don't know, but she's a follower of Christ from Nashville, Tennessee. So that's good enough. They upgraded here with Kennedy Wetzel, who's got 11.5K followers. Qualifications, she was the junior Miss America High School of 2017. But of any all-star team, you need a leader, somebody that's really going to be fighting for the cause, somebody that's going to be leading these women into the fight in the arena for 2028. And who is that? None other than Andrew Wilson, somebody that couldn't even get into a Turning Point event because allegedly Charlie Kirk hated him that much. To be honest, I'm actually really glad this relationship was repaired because I was tired of Andrew Wilson reaching out to me for Turning Point tickets. Well, it's going to be a real embarrassing fall tour for Turning Point, and I hope that they're ready because we're launching the Unfuck America tour on college campuses in swing states on September 21st, and we're going to be starting with the University of Wisconsin-Madison. And as always, remember to follow me to Unfuck America.
I gotta say, I dig her vibe. I dig her vibe. I don't care what, I don't care what she is, Democrat, Republican. I don't really care. I don't care about any of that. Like I said, I don't even see politics like as that way anymore. I just don't. I don't see it that way anymore. I think it's more like we all just want to eat. We all just want to have gas in our car. We all just want to survive. Like, let's vote for somebody who's actually going to do that shit. And that's not really going to happen until the SAVE Act comes into play anyways, which they don't want to pass. And I mean, it's just, we do need someone to unfuck America, basically. You know what I mean? But I love this girl. She cracks me up. All right. That if you want to follow her on X, it's at Z to the Hill over on X. And if you want to follow me on X, I need followers on X because I really don't have any. I'm going to put my @ there. You can go over on X and type this in at AMBJ uppercase TV and you'll find me. I don't know. I think it says TV. I don't know why it says TV. I think it's TV. I can't remember now. Let me just double check it. Yeah. I don't know why it says TV. I think that's what they chose for me. But anyways, yeah, follow me over on X. Because I need some followers over there. But anyways, yeah, I just thought it was funny. Their lineup, right, at Turning Point USA. This is who's going to be out here debating. It's sad, It's like sad. Truly. And I'm like, such a great lineup. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, maybe those kids can debate really well. We don't know. I haven't seen them debate, so I really don't know. But I think it's going to be interesting to watch these debates. Is it special for Utah? Seems sketchy. What seems sketchy, Sophie? The Unfuck America tour, you mean? Yeah, I guess like Z said, he couldn't get into Turning Point events. Like, what's that about? He couldn't even get into events and now he's heading up the tour. That's weird, right? it's just strange to me that the things they choose to do anymore is just very strange. And somebody had said to me, they mentioned again that Turning Point USA wasn't a Christian it wasn't like a Christian organization. It was a political organization, right? It was meant for young people to it was meant to help young people get into politics and start voting and things like that, I guess. And it, it wasn't like Christian and all that. So why is it everything we see anymore about Turning Point has to do with the Bible and Christian and the Old Testament of all things? You know what I mean? It's just strange. And I seeing this lineup really kind of drives it home that it's just not the same anymore. It's literally not ever going to be the same without Charlie Kirk, and as much as they try, I think it's going to be a hit and a miss. And okay. Oh, fiscal responsibility. Okay, it wasn't even political. It was about teaching college kids fiscal responsibility. All right, thank you, honey. Yeah, I was going to say it wasn't like religion at all. It wasn't had nothing to do with religion. So it's like all you see is these pastors. They all have sketchy backgrounds. Now the people they have out here debating and stuff, it's like civics, history, economics. Okay. Yeah. So it's just weird that all we see now is like Bible stuff. It's like, and Erica Kirk out here preaching. And like, she's not a pastor. So why is this bitch even out here preaching anything? So next time we have to figure out a day that we can just like go live and take a look at that video where Erica Kirk looks like the couch where she's getting interviewed, and like all you can see of her is her head because the rest of her blends in with the furniture. We need to take a look at that video and snark on that. And I can just do a video and snark on that, but I know you guys like to snark on it too, so I want to do it with you guys. So we need to go live again and do that. I know there's just so much news that comes out and I can't keep up with it. I can't keep up with it. Like to tell you guys, we go live and it's like 100 other things just happen. So to go back to that older video kind of just drives me nuts, but I know you want to snark on it. So we'll pick a different day to do that. All right. We'll pick a different day out of the week to do that. Now, guys, listen up. I'm going to be over on Dank's channel live tomorrow. So it's going to be 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe. That's the time he goes live. And I'm going to be over there. I don't know what we're going to talk about. You know me, I can talk about anything. I can talk about anything, make fun of everybody. It doesn't matter. We'll snark on whatever. We'll figure it out. But we're going to be over on Dank's channel. So make sure that you have you're subscribed to Danks and you know who that is, or just come over and check it out tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I had a great time with you guys. We always have fun over here. Why is my screen shrinking? Anyways, yeah, we had all kind of different countries in the house. I appreciate every one of you guys. I hope you come back next time we're live. I don't know. We might do a pop-up live. So make sure that you have your notifications set to all, because look, you don't want to miss all that. You don't want to miss all of that. Okay, so set the notifications to all. Make sure you're subscribed. We hit 5K. Congratulations. I'm so excited, guys. Like, seriously, have no idea how happy I am today. And yeah, just make sure you're subscribed, notifications set to all, and listen to my outro that I made all just for you guys. Okay. Danks is gonna be on YouTube. I think it's like just at Dankster Intel or Danks. Let me look up his channel real quick, G Keyman, and then I can share it with you guys. How about that? That way you can find it. Okay, Danks, let's see. His name is, it's YouTube at Dankster Intel. Let me just copy the link for y'all. Copy. And I'll paste it in the chat. And if you go over, leave a comment on one of Danks' videos and tell him that you are here because I sent you. Tell him that snarky bitch from Against My Better Judgment sent me. Jen sent me. Snarky B, Jen, Against My Better Judgment. Tell him I sent you. All right. Now listen, guys, please go check out the Discord server. Okay. Go join the Discord server on Club Vatra. The link's in the description. I'm telling you, you're missing out. Like we're over there talking all the time. We do live streams. It's a lot of fun. We talk about stuff we don't can't really say over here on YouTube. And every membership, if you join and you decide to become a member, it does help support the show. So I really appreciate it. Anyways, go ahead and listen to my outro that I made just for you guys because I love y'all so very, very much. And I'll see you guys on the next one.
Let's wrap on this night. Hit the like and subscribe. Leave a final word before you go. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you got a laugh, it was all worth it. If you didn't like it, I don't give a shit. Don't be a monster, hit the like. Help me out, smash subscribe. Turn on notifications, don't miss the show. Hit the like before you go. Don't be a monster, hit the like. Help me out, smash subscribe. Turn on notifications, don't miss the show. Hit the like before you go.
Subscribe.